Oh, yeah.
Boy.
Well, welcome, friends, and welcome to Proficiency Bonus. My name is Michael, your most humble and merciful dungeon master for this evening, as we dive into yet another episode of our exciting adventure, Storm King's Thunder. This is episode 43. Yes, that's right. We are at episode 43, and it's going to be a wild one tonight, as our heroes are currently in the process of taking part in a heist at a noble estate. And this is going to get really interesting tonight. But first, I just want to throw out some quick shout-outs. So thank you to Team MZ, to Nightshade Creations, and to Many-Sided Dice for partnering with us. Thank you guys so much for all your support and for continuing to make awesome resources and products for Dungeons and Dragons and other RPGs. So we really do appreciate that. Also want to throw out a big shout out not only to Twitch, but also to Streamlabs for allowing us to be affiliates and sponsoring us. So thank you guys so much for the support. And thank all of you, the viewers, the followers, the subscribers. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us, you guys following along with our stories and our adventures as we continue to dive into this Dungeons & Dragons adventure. I'm going to go ahead and take you guys to the group so everybody can say hello. There we go.
Hi!
Welcome back.
Yes, welcome back, everybody. And are there any more? See, I did a ton of announcements last time, so I didn't really want to bog everything down with announcements. I know we'll be getting ready to be in touch with those of you that responded to the open application as we are searching for a cast to take part in the Waterdeep Dragon Heist adventure that our very own JJ will be the dungeon master of starting in mid-September. Basically, a week after that book releases, we're going live with this thing, guys. So it's going to be pretty exciting. We're looking forward to it, but we had over 250 people apply for this thing. So please be patient with JJ as he goes through this giant file of applications that he received, and we'll be getting in touch with all of you here shortly to go through the interview process for the campaign. So I'm going to bring that up to you guys. Mystic Water, the premiere was Mystic Hours premiere was last night with Christy Mystic Water. It was huge. They had a ton of people tune in. So make sure each and every Thursday evening, 5:30 Pacific time, that's 8:30 Eastern time, she will have a new cast of guests next week. Christy, who's all gonna be on the show next week? You said it in your stream. I just wanted to get you a chance to.
Yeah, I
share
guess
it
I can
here.
give them. Let me pull up their names real quick. I have 3 lovely ladies from the Critical Role Fan Club on Facebook. I have Lauren, Breeze, and Jen from the Critical Role Fan Book. And then I also have a personal friend, Keiko, who's actually. I used to actually manage her in a Maid Cafe event that we used to host here in Vancouver, and we just found out recently that we both are into Critical Role and we're both into D&D, and we just found out very recently that we're both into these things. And so when I was promoting my show, she's like, "I'm down, let's do it!" So I'm really excited.
Awesome. And don't forget, if you missed that episode, you can go ahead and check it out here on Twitch. If you just look up our previous videos here under Proficiency Bonus, Sarah and Zoss were both guests on the show, and it was a really good experience. I was one of the viewers, so I was hanging out in the Twitch chat. It was fun.
The chat was lit last night.
Yeah, I think MG was there, Matthew was there. We were having a ball. So.
Yeah, thank you all so much for all your support. Like, this family, I love you all so much. It made me feel so much more at ease having you guys all backing me up in Twitch chat.
It was
And
fun.
asking you strange questions you really didn't want to have asked.
I mean, I expected that. I'm used to that every week from you, especially you.
Excellent.
Well, you said heckle you. I tried to be nice, and it's like, oh, they're wrapping up.
Sure,
Okay,
sure.
let's fire a shot off that everyone's going to go, oh my god, no, he didn't ask
Something
that.
to look forward to every week is just Matthew in chat heckling me. It's great.
Hey, Das Player's with us, and so is Cloppity tonight. Welcome, guys.
Yeah.
Last player.
All right. Don't forget also Monday nights, Tomb of Annihilation with Dungeon Master Matthew and his whole crew. So make sure you guys tune in. That's 8 p.m. Eastern time.
They're actually heading south now. They might find Omu. They might be heading the right direction.
They might be on the wrong or the right path finally. Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm really enjoying the aimless wandering. It's kind of fun.
You are.
Are you gonna make Sarah cry?
Probably.
Yeah, let's just say there's a couple of backstory pieces that are coming up for people that may or may not have some emotional impact on the group.
Oh, great. Can't wait.
Josh, that is a great idea. We should figure out how we can get a bunch of cows around of a table to roll some dice. He says humans shouldn't be allowed to play D&D, only cows.
Josh,
Cow episode, let's go.
I thought
You're
we
here.
had this discussion. I thought it was cats, or did we change to dogs? Now we're on cows.
No, we're on cows.
gotta
Yeah.
We got to
we
pick
take-
a mammal and stick with it, folks. If we
Cats.
keep changing, this
Taking
will
it up a
never
notch.
happen.
She's like one-upping, you know? It's like maybe we can all find really cheap Chick-fil-A cow costumes and wear those to one of the
Oh,
episodes
God.
for Josh.
I don't even know if we have Chick-fil-A here in Canada.
You might not. You might not
I am
actually.
Two.
I don't know.
I am totally down to find a blow-up cow costume.
Oh, a blow-up cow costume.
Josh,
Yeah, one of those ones you sit and it's got the fan on it.
Josh, be careful what you ask for.
Oh,
It might
no.
actually come true right here. We bring it to you first on proficiency bonus.
Oh my god, she's got the...
Oh, here we go.
Oh, we got Moobot in the chat already.
That was savage.
This is fantastic. I love it. You know, I like that dynamic of Moobot being the big bad guy. It just,
He's the ultimate big bad guy. Wait till we're all level 20. We're gonna
and that's
nail
why
him
that's
good.
why I'm not going into the settings and changing it, because I find it just hysterical at times how much Moobot affects people. But if you work your way around it, Josh, like you're doing, that's how you level up. That's how you gain experience, and you'll be level 20 in no time, my man.
Yeah.
All right. Any other announcements before we go ahead and go?
Nah.
I think
Not
that
yet.
might be it. All right.
Yeah.
So a little bit of recap of last week. Last week, it started out, the whole party was in different areas of Yartar doing different things. It started out with Diana, Mulfin, and Lachlan kind of put the finishing touches on this whole mission that they had with Desire Rosolio and Artin and finding out his condition and everything. As they returned, Desire was kind of disappointed that the party couldn't provide any proof that they defeated this so-called monster that was underneath in the sewers of Yartar. So she kind of cut them a little bit short and cut half of their payment for that particular part. But the party was able to produce the Rosolio pendant, which she paid for. So they did end up making 1,000 gold pieces off of Desire. Moving up into talking to Artin, Artin asked to get the pendant back from his mother, from the butler, Kamed, who Artin then gave the pendant to Mulfin to give to Ashlyn the next time that they saw each other. That kind of put the finishing touches on that. They also put the touching... You guys found Lady Italia as well, and put the finishing touches on that mission, as she has been set free from her mental bonds of Usith, the aboleth that lived under Yartar. And she cast her hat aside as Ashlyn ran to pick it up and disappeared into the crowded
the hat.
streets. Yeah, you have that purple noble hat. It's kind of like a Sunday church hat.
Nice.
We said goodbye to Moby as Moby swam off into the sunset, writing the party a dramatic letter that we don't want to really remember right now. So we're just going to kind of sweep that under the rug. for right now. And
It's too much.
if you wanna know all the details, go back and watch the previous episode.
Bring
Bring
tissues.
tissues.
bring
Tissues, not the
Yeah.
tissues.
Bring some
minds think
tissues.
alike.
Yeah, bring some tissues. Callista made her way back to meet with Sally, the Hand of Yartar operative, and in the process of doing this, stumbled upon a conversation. Conversation that most likely she was not to hear, but she was able to hear it between her and Kella about a plan they had. In return for protection from the Hand of Yartar, Kella was going to help them to basically rob a noble of some magical and enchanted items on their property. This Lord Michael Richborn. At the end of the conversation, Sally was about to leave, and Callista barged in and said that she had a counteroffer. That for 2,000 gold pieces and Kella Darkhope, that she would bring her party along, and they would be much better help than Kella could ever be.
Mm-hmm.
And Sally was enticed and took the offer. So, the party met up with Sally, one of her Hand of Yartar assistants, Beatrice, and Kella Darkhope of the Zentarum, and they boarded a small fishing boat in the middle of the night and started to head up the Desserin River. And folks, that is where we will begin tonight's episode of Storm King's Thunder. So,
Oh yeah.
and so the story is told. You guys are all on this small fishing boat. You can barely hear the oars moving slowly back and forth as this human man, scruffy-looking human man, just kind of continues to keep the boat moving. They turned a little bit out to the center of the river. Now, this is a massive river, folks. You got to think of one of the biggest rivers you've ever seen, and this is probably one of those type of rivers. It's enormous. There are other boats, larger boats, some barges moving up and down the river. And also, due to the time of night, there's also this little bit of a foggy mist rising from the top of the water as the temperature slightly cools in the evening, giving you that mystical effect on the water, and also helping your Pass Without a Trace work even a little bit better.
Ayo, mystical.
So,
Do we know about how long it's going to take us to get to this place?
not very long, but you guys are headed upriver, and it's only one guy really like rowing this boat, so it may take a few
Ashlyn.
minutes.
Yeah.
Can we go
roll with
faster
it.
if Ashlyn does it?
I don't know, Ashlyn. Can you go faster?
I think I rolled did I roll water tools last time? I can roll it again. If you want, I'll go to the guy and be like, hey, so do you need help there?
He just grunts at you. He goes, "Ugh."
Ooh. Meh. Okay, I can help.
Yeah. Yeah. You think you could?
It's the same language.
You think you could definitely take over and go a little bit faster?
I kind of sit next to him and I nudge him. Then I nudge him some more.
He's just giving
And
you
then I
this.
take an oar. And I go, bleh, and I
He's-
take one of the oars and start rowing.
He's trying not to let go of the oar. So go ahead and make an athletics check to see if you can take it off of
Oh
him.
no. Okay.
Take from a Ashlyn.
Oh,
Oh
I might-
no.
I didn't think I was gonna have to roll, but I'm gonna go ahead and roll for it.
Can I tickle him with my mage hand while he tries to do this?
Oh, Jesus.
Absolutely. So we'll take the 20. Oh! Oh!
What?
You're trying to grab this thing, but this guy is clinching onto this oar. Like his hands bulging out. You can see the veins bulging out in his hands. Like he's keeping this thing gripped. He actually lets go of the other oar and puts two hands on this. And goes, "Ugh!"
So I quick go behind him and I grab the other oar.
You quickly go on the other side and you grab the other oar and you start rowing, and you're rowing faster than he is, and it's starting to turn the boat even farther out into the river. And he just starts kind of like you're not even sure, like as you look closer, you're not even sure he has any teeth.
No.
Oh, that's nice. You want dentures? I have money. I'll give him gold. I'll put it in his like front shirt pocket. I'll be like, those.
He takes the other oar and he kind of just slams it to the front, and then stands up and walks through the rest of the party to the front by the guy who's holding the lantern out, and just sits down and just crosses his arms.
I'm sorry, I was trying to help. Oh well. Oh jeez.
So now Ashlyn is on the oars of the boat, and you guys are moving a little bit faster as she is able to control this boat. As you guys are sitting there, Kella pulls back her hood and looks at you, Diana.
Oh, hello.
What do you have of his?
What are you talking about?
What did you take from him?
A stone, a little amber thing.
You have the stone.
Yes.
Do you have the red one that I gave you?
It got lost. And maybe possibly broken?
Broken?
Yeah. That
It's
good?
shattered.
Is that helpful at all? Do you feel liberated?
She just looks at you. She's like casting her glance down, sometimes looking out over the water, and then looks back at you, and she's just like, just know that he's looking for you. Because you have something that he wants. And I must know what it is.
Why? What makes you say that?
Because if it's enough to make him do what he did, he's not going to stop, and he might be after me as well.
Why would he be after you? You didn't do anything. You've just been chilling, doing your Kella Darkhope stuff.
What if when he gets the gem from you, he comes looking for the red one?
It's gone.
He's not getting my gem. Why would... No.
Kella. We destroyed your gem. He's not getting yours. And he's not getting Diana's.
He might want that.
But I want to know, like I asked before, if you felt any changes.
I don't know how to explain the changes. She looks over at Lachlan. I tried to explain them to Lachlan. I don't physically, I don't feel any different. It's just some of the things that I used to care about the most. It's just that feeling, that emotion is just absent. I don't know how to explain it. That's the only way I know how.
Well,
What if... Sorry.
Killa, what made you think that we have something of his that he wants, aside from these gems?
Because the snail told me. The
What did they tell you?
Well, in the tirade that they gave me when I came back from the whole Nightstone episode,
Mm-hmm.
Zolkin had arrived before I did. Told the snail that you had stolen something that belonged to him, and that he was going to get it back. And then that's whenever he went completely crazy.
Do
I
I
don't-
believe her that she heard it from the snail?
Make an insight check.
Do I believe her that she is truthful?
You can make an insight check. Anybody who wants to can.
Molfin's going to try, but he's in the back just chuckling and cackling almost incessantly, knowing
I'm
full well
sweating.
what he's looking for and where it is.
We all know what he's looking for.
I know too, and that's why I'm upset.
Wait, why do we? Oh, I don't know anything. I don't know the backstory.
Hey, HyperX3 and Chris, welcome back, guys. Glad to
Welcome
see
back.
you guys in the chat. Okay, yeah, so Molfin, you can sense that she is totally being honest. Callista, you're not really sure. Diana, she's being honest to you. You can sense that she's pretty honest with what she's saying. Callista, she's still the same Kella Darkhope that has been on your list for quite some time.
I mean,
Molfin's-
accurate.
Molfin's going to look over at Callista. It does seem that she's being truthful, at least in my opinion.
I agree.
Oh,
Perhaps.
yeah.
Hey, thank you so much for the subscription.
Chris.
Oh yeah, Chris gifting to HyperX3. Thanks a lot.
Where is Molfin in reference to Callista? Can Callista see Molfin clearly?
This is a small fishing boat, so you guys are all within kind of like
Each
earshot.
other's laughing.
Basically, the only people that are out of this conversation right now are the guy who's kind of like holding the lantern and kind of seems like the the captain of the ship, and then you've got Beatrice and Sally are up near the front with the guy that Ashlyn took the oars off of, who's just sitting there still sulking with his arms crossed. The rest of you are kind of at the same spot. Ashlyn is kind of in the back, near the back of the boat, but you guys are just ahead of her.
Molfin's going to go into his inner pocket, pull out the replica that he has like 3/4 made, and say, Callista, she's looking for this. And just flip it to Callista.
I know exactly what she's looking for.
Oh, baller.
Okay, so Callista is holding the dagger right now.
The
A
replica.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
replica.
That's
I'm trying to flourish it and sort of flip it a little bit, so Callista sort of gets a flash that looks like she might have seen it before, but not long enough that she really knows.
gotcha. As Kella sees this, she's looking at you, kind of suspiciously, and
I'm gonna
Wait.
put it in my cloak, the replica.
wait a minute. I've seen that weapon before.
On Zolkin.
Yeah, that was his dagger.
It has our names on it, and all of our gems match the gems inlaid in the dagger.
Wait, it has our names on it? You mean my name is on that thing?
Well, it was until
It
your
was.
gem was broken.
And you're not the only one. Neither is Diana. There's other women's names on it as well.
Ooh, creepy.
We
Huh.
think the dagger related to his power, maybe?
Huh.
Has he always had this thing?
She kind of looks down, and you start to see her slowly shaking her head no.
When he get it? Where? When?
Why?
Let her answer before you keep.
Close to don't give a fuck.
She is sitting there kind of, looks like she's in deep thought. Well, I wasn't there. But there was this one time we were sent on this mission. We were supposed to be kind of scoping out a caravan. It was a while ago. It's hard to remember. But we stumbled across some ancient ruin of some sort. It could have been in the midst of the high forest. We had all stayed a little bit to take a break. I remember I had something in my boots. I was sitting down on some kind of rocky part of the ruin. I was emptying my boots. And I remember that he had brought several things out of this ruin. But this weapon was something that was there.
Did they come with the gems?
And then, I don't remember. I don't know. I don't think so, but I didn't really get a good look at it.
Is there anything else you remember that he might have taken from that place, aside from the dagger? Even, no matter how minuscule or benign you think it might be, anything.
I mean, I think there was some other things, but he had them in a kind of like a wooden chest. I don't really remember. And with him, I never really tried to pry too much.
How long after that did he give you the gem?
It was quite a while.
I think there was a first woman, wasn't there? The first one. What was her name again? On the dagger, guys?
Let me
My point.
let me consult my records.
I think the first one on them was a pink gem name with the name Umi, U-M-I.
I think maybe, Lista, you got your gem after. I think at least 3 other women got theirs.
So the order you gave them to me was quartz for Diana, garnet for Kella, amethyst for Javelina, amber for Lucia, malachite for Oriel, and rose quartz for Umi.
Yes.
Ooh.
Oh, so yeah, you gave them to me most. I can assume, given that information.
Yeah.
Newest to oldest.
Newest to oldest. Yep.
Do you recognize any of those names?
You know, I do recognize the name Javelina, but none of the other names sound familiar to me.
Who was Javelina?
Still a start. Who is Javelina?
Javelina, I think it was somebody he met in Daggerford.
Oh, God damn it.
Daggerford?
I don't know her background. I'm not familiar with what she does or who she is, but I think he met her in Daggerford.
Oh.
Out of
I
character,
mean, like-
would I recognize that name now that I know she's from Daggerford?
Actually, you don't recognize this name.
Okay, thank God.
Wait, who is it?
Perhaps when we get to our next destination, we may be able to research that further.
Do you remember what she looked like?
I think long brunette, curly hair, just past the shoulders, probably. She was wearing.
Does this seem to be lining up with my vision of the women?
Oh yeah, because you and I both had that, yeah.
Because I had the vision and I could see where they were placed
In the graveyard.
in the graveyard.
It was but you could only see like it was kind of like gravestones. You
But didn't I
couldn't
see like women figures standing around me?
Yeah, and they were all just like, "Oh, why'd you break up with us?"
I'll have to double check, but yeah, you if it is kind of matching up, you can't see color. You couldn't see color in your
Right,
image. It
right,
was kind of
right.
like the ghostly image that you saw.
Okay.
But yeah, it seems to it almost looks
Correlate?
like correlate. She had a cloak, a hood, probably looked to be like a longbow strapped over her shoulder.
Okay.
Probably half elf.
He has a type.
Did you speak to her at all?
No, I didn't. Like I said, at that point I was trying to do my best. There was always something in the back of my mind that, I don't know, maybe I was trying to protect myself. I don't know, I'm starting to think, Lachlan, you were probably right. What you said to me on the boat. We probably should have killed him when we had the chance.
Yeah. I still stand by that statement.
How long ago before you and Zulkin met us did you guys pass through Daggerford with Evelina?
Oh, goodness. It was probably at least 2 to 3 months before we...
My temple.
Huh?
Sorry, I was gonna say my temple is in Daggerford, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. I was wondering why that name sounded familiar. The player did not know.
Yeah, that's
That's where we all
that's where you kind of all started.
Just outside of Daggerford, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's presumably where the snail is kind of running his operations out of as well.
Yeah.
From what you gathered from the Zentrum before.
Mm-hmm. So 2 to 3 months prior to the Nightstone incident, they had met Evelina.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh my god.
She looks at you, Diana, and she's just like, it's a huge mess, isn't it?
It's... Yeah. Kella, I have a small theory. What if, you know, we know that all of the women in his dagger are lovers. We don't know why we're in the dagger. But what if, like, the stones are, like... We know that the stones are connected to the dagger. What if they're, like we gave him our heart, and he kind of, like, took that and turned it into, like, an object or something, and, like, bound us to it? Like, what if, like, when we shattered your stone, after Zulkin broke your heart, we then literally broke your heart? What if that happened?
Well, Diana, I don't know if you're quite aware of the anatomy. If we destroyed her heart, she would be dead. And
But she's not.
sitting here.
Make a medicine check.
Is she undead? Can I not kill her?
But, no. Hey, thank you so much for the follow. She immediately puts her hand on her heart, and she's like, guys, my heart is still beating. Can I
feel
it? Yes, Lachlan.
Can I smack Lachlan's hand? Smack his hand.
she gives Lachlan an awkward look.
It was a metaphor!
Mofin, do me a favor and make an Arcana check.
Alrighty then.
Ooh.
And I can't remember. Do we have inspiration after last week?
We do.
I'm going to burn my inspiration on it.
Excellent.
Because why not? With a plus 11, can't hurt.
There you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Does anybody know who our last follower was? I wanted to do a shout out really quick, but I couldn't see it.
I'll be honest, I missed it. I know
Let's
we've
see.
got
Let's see. I'm going to jump
our
on
most
here.
recent person in chat was Rangazilla.
Oh, yeah, Rangazilla. Thank you so much for following. Appreciate that, man.
Zilla.
That's awesome. With the 23 Arcana, what Diana says, even though when it comes out of her mouth, it lacks a little bit of confidence and gusto, you don't think it's totally that far-fetched.
Well, perhaps the way you're wording it may not be arcanely accurate, but there are certain spells and abilities that could create the effect you're speaking of.
Malfin, would this be a curse?
I will be honest, I would need more books and more time to attempt to research exactly it. Things I've vaguely remember reading years
Wait.
gone by.
Kella, have you ever kissed Zulkin?
It's a rude question.
That was a
I
little.
imagine they have
That was.
plenty.
Let's go. It's a little upfront, but I made a mistake.
I think that's the key. Because I remember Malfin just triggered something in me. I just remember when Diana kissed Zulkin, he had this look on his face. Like he was... something just didn't feel right. But the way he smirked.
I remember he gave me a kiss on the cheek when he gave me the stone, and that was before I ever kissed him. So...
But when you actually did kiss him, the look on
He
his
looked-
face.
Yeah, I thought that he liked me.
And he was enjoying the kiss.
Yeah, but I don't know. Something...
I mean,
Some-
I'm certain I must have looked quite the fool when Natalia kissed me.
But she didn't give you a gem. Or did
I
she?
mean, it was my first kiss, so...
No, she didn't give me anything.
Are you sure?
I can't even say it.
Oh,
I am 100% certain.
Not a sexually transmitted stone at all? Nothing?
Oh, STS.
An SPS?
STS. Sending out an STS. Sorry.
Ashlyn, have we quite arrived yet?
I don't know. No one's
Uncle
told me
Molfin is in need of a little
Yeah.
rescue here.
It's kind of like a robot, a rowboat. Like Ashlyn's facing the back of the boat, so she's like
Oh.
just rowing
Have
away.
you ever heard of such magic where a kiss would be involved?
DM? Has
Perhaps
Molfin ever heard of anything like this?
Go ahead and make an intelligence check,
Okay.
or if you want to use history, you could use history if it's better.
Okay, yeah, that is more than double.
Mm-hmm.
Now you
Whoa. Way back in some of your readings and your studies, you purchased a book about how you can transfer energies, arcane energies, to other things or items.
Like enchanting?
Enchanting things, but you've also found that in the later chapters of the book, things got a little darker.
Horcruxy?
This might have been
no.
this might have been the same book that led you to want to reanimate skeletal beings. But in the
Creepy.
later chapters of the book, you discovered that there are wizards that started to discover how to take bits of their souls, maybe even the souls of others, and transfer them to objects.
Wow. That was a flashback and a half to Nightstone. Overthinking, am I, chat? Overthinking?
As this is all
And
processing on
some of those particular means of transferring require some sort of consent from the person you're drawing from. And that means of consent could be
anything as simple as a kiss.
anything as simple as a kiss.
Could be.
Yeah.
Callista, I believe you have stumbled onto something here.
I really didn't want to be right.
If certain powerful magic users can entrap a portion of someone's soul in an object, if that person gives consent.
And a kiss is consent? Consent should be verbal. And
Diana. You kissed him.
So? And your point, I wasn't asking for it. All I did was kiss him and wear a revealing outfit, but I was not asking for it.
I'm not saying you were asking for it, I'm just saying you kissed him and that's a consent.
He used that.
It's a manipulative way of doing it, but it worked.
So he took my soul from me and put it in a
part.
He took a part of my soul from me.
Mm-hmm.
That explains quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
How do you get it out of there?
Well, one would assume by breaking open the holder, but if Callista is saying she is not Callista, if Callista is concerned and Diana is concerned because of how Kella is behaving,
very concerned. We broke her soul gem, and now she says that she feels partly lifeless.
Yeah,
she did not say lifeless. She says she doesn't care about the same things she used to. She came to care about those things when she was missing a portion of her soul.
Yeah,
perhaps that portion has been returned to her, and thus she no longer has the same attachment to those things that were filling that empty void.
She looks right at you, Molf, and Kella just looks at you and says, So what? I'm gonna be with this empty void for the rest of my life? Is that what you're saying?
My dear, this is a book I read decades ago. This is more research required.
Yeah, I don't want to feel this way all my life.
We are not touching my gem. We are not touching my gem.
Oh, that's awkward.
It's.
I think we kill Zolkin.
Kella, Diana, when you had this, I'll, in an attempt to be more tactful, when you had this somewhat intimate moment with Zolkin, do either of you remember any feelings of physical pain?
No?
Not at all.
He will.
To be honest, Molfin, I thought for a moment that I loved the man.
I'm trying to think. I don't know where.
HyperX in chat. So when you lose part of your soul because you like kissing.
And that's why you save yourself for marriage, kiddos.
Life lessons in D&D.
And the cleric comes back out.
Killa, you said you made a mistake.
To get an STS. Okay. STS, you soul and you have babies and then you die. That's it.
Wow.
We're 0 to 100 real quick.
Save yourself.
Kella, you were
Diana-
saying, you felt it was a mistake, but at one point you felt like you were in love with him, right?
I did.
When did that change, and why?
Oh, the next day it changed. I mean,
Why?
we worked together. It was too complicated.
So why did you feel like... Did you feel like you were influenced in any way in that moment when you thought you loved him?
No, I mean,
Looking...
did you see him? He's kind of a handsome man.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I mean, I was calling him my husband and I knew him for a day. Like,
He has that kind of effect on people.
I hate it so much. Oh my god. I will never
Diana.
trust him.
Diana, as you saw, I have just given the dagger to Callista. Would you let me examine your stone for a moment? Let me attempt to identify the stone.
The
Diana.
last time you touched a stone, you broke one and a girl lost part of her soul. You're not getting my stone.
Callista has the dagger we used to break the other stone.
All of a sudden, you guys hear from the front of the boat, "Shh!" Sally, turns around. Easy. Gosh. And then she turns back around and looks up.
But if we get there quicker, this would be over with already.
I'm rowing.
The Beatrice... Ashlyn, I'm rowing.
Poor Ashlyn.
And you just keep rowing.
Ashlyn, you're breaking a good bit of a sweat. I mean, it's a pretty tough river to navigate upstream.
But this is fun. I don't understand what they're talking about, so this is better.
Yeah, you're able to just listen in on the whole conversation, so...
Sounds like a soap opera, too.
Okay, how about this, Diana? You hold your gem, just take it out, and let me pass my hand over it and take care of my ritual. We will see if I can find any information and see if anything is held within that stone.
Diana, I won't let him break it. Not right now.
I insight check.
Are you
That's my
being
girl.
are
That's
you
my
being
girl.
are you being honest, Muffin? Actually, make a deception check for the fact that you don't want her to know
Don't
about the
have-
real dagger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
You might be honest about one thing, but not the other.
Yeah!
So, Diana, you have a hunch that, the words, he's means well, but there is something he is not telling you.
I don't I believe that I'm going to say this, but I don't trust you right now. You
Diana,
are not.
trust me. Let me hold the stone and he can identify it. I won't let him touch it.
Fine. Pulling out my boobs.
But let's go.
Warm.
Muffin will sort of sit or crouch in front of Callista, and again, hands around, specifically trying to make sure not to physically touch it, and cast Identify as a ritual.
Okay. So, taking the time to cast this spell, you do feel that there is indeed something trapped within this gem.
Uh-oh.
Oh my god.
And it is specifically the part of Diana's soul that resonates with the emotion of love.
Oh.
Yeah.
So basically, when you destroyed Kella's gem, you destroyed her ability to love.
Oh no!
Y'all kind of dicked her over.
Kind of could have cast Identify on it first, huh?
I don't know if we had it back then.
I have no idea.
I think you guys focused all the identifying on the dagger. I don't think you individually went at the gems.
Hey,
Lesson learned.
as Molfin's eyes go a little wide at this, I sit down and I look at Diana. Diana, bear with me a couple of more moments. I'm going to cast the Identify ritual again
Okay.
and reach up and touch her forehead.
Ooh.
Touch Diana's
Specifically-
forehead?
Yes.
Okay.
Specifically seeking to see if there are any spells affecting her.
Okay.
Ooh.
Within this time, as he's doing this, you guys can see that the people in the front of the boat are starting to situate themselves. Beatrice is getting her gear ready.
I'll give the stone back to Diana.
I put it back to my...
It appears like they're getting ready for something. And just as this ritual finishes up, Molfin, you don't feel like she is under any kind of magical effect.
Oh. That was somewhat underwhelming, unfortunately.
And at about that time, as soon as you finish up, Sally kind of turns around and with a whisper is like, "There's our drop-off point. It's time to get ready."
Oh no. I found out that my soul is in a gem and now I have to pull a heist?
You won't be clouded by emotions. It's powerful.
Ah.
Molfin didn't tell anybody what he sensed.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh, yeah.
true.
Yeah, no, he didn't say anything.
That's true.
It's
Oh, that's true. Wolfen didn't say anything.
just saying it's underwhelming, and there. Suppose we should continue on with our task for the moment.
We'll
We'll
deal
have
with
to
it
continue
after.
looking to.
You cut out, Diana.
I said that Molfen did somewhat agree that my heart was in the stone at first, so I think I know that much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we-
you're
we-
you're
little
on
bit.
you're on to
You know that-
something
you know
now,
there's
Diana.
yeah, you know there's a little piece of you somewhere trapped in there.
You just don't know what piece.
Yeah. As we start to get off the boat, Molfin is going to take a second to sort of hold Diana aside. Diana, as I checked over you, you are not under any enchantments or curses that I can detect.
Okay.
There seems to be nothing affecting you. We'll have to do further research to see what we can find out.
Okay, cool. What about the stone?
I can tell that there's a portion of you inside the stone.
Oh, neat.
Deception check, please, Molfin.
I shouldn't even roll it. I've got a -1. I can't match it even if I crit.
Yeah.
That ain't the whole
I don't even
story.
need
Yeah, that ain't the whole
Yeah,
story.
even Callista knows better than that. My passive insight's higher than that.
Molfin
Diana.
is a terrible liar.
True. Most of the gnomes are. We'll deal with the stone, and I look at Killa, and we'll deal with this when we're done.
Promise?
I promise.
It's really good to see everyone getting along.
Oh,
As
yes.
we say,
Fam-
to the job. To Callista's job, working for the Zentarum.
I am not.
Oh, I'm sorry, whatever this group's name is.
I think this is a hand job, Gramps.
God damn it! Wow! Wow! Walked into that one. Walked straight in and fell 50 feet into that one.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Molfin with
Lachlan
the
just
softball
broke-
pitch.
Yeah, that was
Molfin
just
over there is
like
gonna
a-
swing.
just you broke the stream, my friend. You broke the stream.
Wow. Wow, MG, wow. Is that what we're calling this episode?
No.
No.
Yes!
Episode title.
The hand job?
That's going to get us 200 million
So many
views on
views.
YouTube for 10 seconds.
It will. It will. And a bunch of dislikes, a bunch of thumbs down on the video.
Clickbait, clickbait.
Even chat's loving Lachlan now. That's Lachlan.
Wow.
So now how do you even
don't
respond
even-
to that? I mean, it's just that's a tough act to follow right there. So you guys start to approach
Hard act.
this. But
Sorry. Sorry. I'll stop.
we are so in the gutter.
Michael,
So-
real quick before we keep going, we've already broken the stream.
Yeah.
Have we had a long rest since the Aboleth fight? I know we leveled
leveled
up. I just don't know whether or not my portent has reset. I meant to ask, and I kept forgetting to.
No, you didn't have a long rest. You took a short one,
Okay.
but I don't think anybody you didn't, because you guys basically stayed up like talking about this whole heist, and then making your way. So it wouldn't have been. What's that?
I was gonna ask if I thought that when we leveled up, I thought we did like a video game reset, like all of our.
Yeah. Oh
stats.
yeah. Never mind.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
That's what I thought too. I was like, oops, because
Yeah.
I've already reset things.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
No, that's
what
that's
spells
fine.
were
Yeah,
at.
yeah.
Right,
I do
I
the
know
whole
what this-
Diablo kind of level up system where
Okay.
you know it's like, oh, I'm almost dead. I gotta kill this monster. And psh, oh, yeah, there we go. I'm full of health now.
Nice.
Yeah.
But would that affect my portent, which says I do it when I basically finish a long rest?
yeah. You can put your portents back up.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Click that. Sorry.
Mm.
Hey, I'll take it.
Nice. Cool. So you guys start to see one of the docks kind of sticks out a little bit farther into the water than some of the others. And you can start to see some of the noble manors and houses start to come into view. They're situated after you see some of the docks with these personal boats ported at these different docks. You can see the actual boardwalk that extends the whole way up the Deserin River. But then along this hillside on the side of the river, there's all these noble estates and mansions. All of them have these different walls and things. Hey, thanks so much for the follow. Appreciate that. Thanks for joining the adventure. You can see all these different walls and gates and elaborate decorations and things that just these noble people love. And when you get close to the dock, you can see Sally turns around and she's like, listen, we're going to need to be quick. Just because we passed up the gate inspection, the Shield of Yartar still patrol this area of the boardwalk. We're going to have to be quick. We're going to have to be silent. We're going to have to be cautious. Heads on a swivel, everyone. Heads on a swivel. Ashlyn just like... And then immediately, like, as the boat gets near the dock, she jumps off and just starts sprinting down the dock. And you can see Beatrice kind of follow. And then...
Like a Naruto run.
Yeah, like a Naruto run. Yeah, it's as you can see,
With the old
light on their
lovers.
feet. And you guys are still under the pass without a trace. So what I need everybody to go ahead and do is go ahead and make a stealth check with a +10 as you guys are headed down the docks.
Have a cue. If I'm in scale mail, am I at disadvantage?
Yes, you are. I believe scale mail I think does pose disadvantage.
Because I was like, I don't think that we've been rolling with my disadvantage.
For your
and I scored-
stealth checks, yeah.
That's
I
still
want to get as
16.
far away from Diana as possible.
Still
Oh,
16.
yeah.
Thanks, Chris, for gifting Mystic Water 88 a subscription. Thank you so much, Chris. Yeah, exactly. That's awesome.
He likes my nukes. Necklace. He wants the necklace back.
Cool.
So I just kind of leave the oars in the boat, I guess.
Yeah, they're kind of
Okay.
they're connected to the boat with
Okay.
these little spots that they kind of like slide through. So yeah,
Okay.
you're able to just let them go, and you guys are making your way across the dock. As you guys are headed across this dock, you can start to see there are a couple of these fancy lanterns that extend, kind of like, as if they were on these little long posts that stick up from the side of the boardwalk area, not the actual dock itself, but the boardwalk, and they're lit by this glowing. Muffin, you recognize it as probably like a magical fire that seems to cast a little bit of light. And in the distance, you can see there are what appears to be two silhouettes. They look like they're walking in the opposite direction, though, but they seem to be walking side by side as you guys are making your way across. And Diana, as she's moving along, you guys can start to hear that her armor is rattling a little bit. And then, as you guys approach the boardwalk area, you can see that Sally and Beatrice and Kella have moved up a pathway towards a noble gate. Who would have been next?
How far ahead of them have they gotten? Or how far ahead of me have they gotten?
Probably only about 15 to 20 feet.
Okay, as long as they're
So-
still within the 30.
so you're next,
Because
you're right
I'm
behind
like in
Keller?
the center of
Okay.
all of our groups, so depending where we are.
Okay. Then Lachlan, I would assume, would probably be
I'm
right
probably
after.
up pretty high. I'm eager to get in there.
Okay, and then maybe Diana, Mulfin, and Ashlyn?
Yeah, Mulfin's probably pulling up the rear on his staff, you know.
Okay. Mulfin and Ashlyn, actually, and Diana as well, you three can make a perception check for me.
Ooh, okay.
Certainly.
We're not that perceptive.
Keep watch up ahead, Ashlyn. Make sure we don't lose them.
My head's on a swivel.
Don't get it stuck that
Yes,
way.
certainly.
Is Diana still with us? Is Zos here?
We lost video for Zos, I think.
Yeah, but I'm back. My
Oh.
internet was acting funky.
Okay. Zos is coming back. So as soon as you get all logged in, Zos, you can make a perception check.
Okay, I think I still have my character sheet up, so we'll just see if it'll let me roll.
Okay.
For perception.
Roll your check, see what it gets.
Nice.
Merrily, not one.
So thank all of you for tuning in tonight. We appreciate all you guys
15.
hanging out. So 15.
That's a
So,
nice roll, Diana.
Diana, you're really worried about the noise that your armor is making. As you're making your way towards the boardwalk, you notice the two figures, probably about 40 feet away, down the dock, down the boardwalk, all of a sudden stop moving away.
And moving towards me.
No, they just stop.
I tink slower. I'm like, tink, tink, tink. You know,
Okay.
just try to creep by slower. Maybe make less noise.
You guys notice, Mulfin and Ashlyn, you guys notice all of a sudden Diana starts going really slow, and she's, you can see, tiptoeing her way almost to the boardwalk. Not yet, Zos, if you want to try to reconnect your video.
I have been. I don't know what's wrong with it.
Okay, give it a minute and see if you can do it in a little bit and see if it pops back
I
up.
start tiptoeing too. Next to her.
Okay.
How? Looking at the ground around us, are there any rocks, stones, things like that?
You're on a wooden dock right now.
Okay, no shells, no rocks, no branches, nothing I can.
Not that you can see. Well, like, does it have to be near you? Like, what's the range? Like, how close?
I'm just looking to see what I can see.
I mean, you
okay,
can
well,
see-
Mulfin's gonna-
You can see tree branches and things like that, but they're in, like, the noble properties that are probably 100 to 150 feet at least away from you.
Okay, and you said these guys are like
Like
40 odd feet.
40 odd feet away. They're up the
Okay.
boardwalk a little bit, and they were walking away from where you guys are coming from, but now they have just stopped.
Okay. Mulfin's going to reach into his pocket. Ashlyn, here. Throw this into the river. And I'm going to hand her one of my oil flasks.
Okay. I
Okay.
throw it into the river.
All right. It splashes into the water.
Should have been more specific why I was having you throw that. Reach back in. Last oil flask.
Okay.
Throw it in the river, but towards the guards.
Oh.
So she throws it.
And how far away from Molphin does this land?
She's throwing it pretty hard. Make a strength check for us, Ashlyn.
Oh, yes. I'm so strong.
Or actually, this would be Dex. Make it Dex. This would be like a
Ooh,
throwing a
much better
weapon.
deck. Oh,
Oh.
no. Worse than Dex.
It's not too far away. Maybe 15, 20 feet, I would give you.
15, 20 feet out into the river, sort of towards the guards.
Yeah.
And how far, looking from where we are to the property,
Yeah.
what sort of distance do we have before we have any sort of cover?
Probably about 50 feet.
Ooh.
Callista! Callista!
What?
The gods seem to be heading this way. I think we may need a distraction. I have an idea, but it's going to be bright and somewhat noisy.
Were you
Okay.
Were you trying to talk to Callista?
Yeah.
She's already well ahead of you.
No, I
Oh,
wouldn't leave the 30-foot radius. I'd want to stay in the center, so we all stay in the
Okay.
pass without the trace. So it would be within
Oh.
30 feet.
Gotcha.
Like, I was trying to stay close to Selly and them, but if they leave my range, like, I'd rather keep my party quiet than them quiet.
All of a sudden, you guys hear a noise. A loud noise. Come from up the boardwalk.
Where Sally and them
And
are, or
then-
where the guards are?
More past where the guards are. Then you hear one of them, "Hey, what was that?" And then all of a sudden, they start to hurry up the boardwalk away from your location.
Keep coming. Come on, let's go.
And you guys quickly start making your way up
Mage
this.
hand, grab my oil flask.
All right, you got
At least the one I told her where to throw right. I don't no idea where the other one went.
the other one went somewhere into the darkness of the river, and you totally you just heard it splash. You have no idea where it went. So you guys make your way, creeping up what is a patchy stone pathway that is kind of hidden between these large shrubs that lead up to a nicely ornate stone wall with these little battlements at the top of it. Elegantly carved battlements that look like there are vines with these flower blossoms all over the vines, but they're carved into it. And there is a metal gate at the end of this pathway. And you can see that everybody's kind of stopped right there at the metal gate. And as you guys approach, Sally looks at you and she's like, I think it'd probably be the best thing to scale this wall.
Okay.
Oh boy.
How high is it?
About 10 feet.
Okay.
I will cast. Oh, what is it? I think it's It's not resistance, is it? I think it's resistant.
That's for saving throws, I believe. Yeah.
I
Resistance?
think it's another.
Is the wall very
Or-
smooth or is it rough?
Make an investigation check, Lachlan.
Alrighty.
Can I parkour up the wall?
You can. Lachlan, it is pretty smooth. It's made out of brick, basically. But you do notice that there are a lot of vines and shrubs basically at the base of the whole thing. So you think you could climb up some of the vines or shrubs to hoist yourself over the other side of the wall.
Ooh. I say that. I whisper that to everybody.
I also have guidance as a cantrip. With clerics, do we get access to all of our all of our cantrips? We don't have to.
The
Cantrips,
the
do
way
we?
cantrips work is you have to pick those, and the ones that you pick basically stay with you the whole time. The cantrips are the spells that you do have to actually pick. Now, for your other spells, you have to prepare them, but you have basically free reign of the list of cleric spells of what you prepare per day.
So I can only pick the cleric spells that I get to have forever, and I don't get to be like, oh, I want a new cantrip.
Cantrips, correct. You pick them and they're yours forever.
Yeah.
Level 1 and up, you pick each morning.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Is Ashlyn
Interest-
climbing already? Because I'm gonna join her.
Yeah,
Sorry for
Ashlyn, make an athletics check.
I was hoping I could parkour and it'd be acrobatics.
Anybody who's climbing, you can make an athletic check. Lachlan, due to your low investigation check, you're going to make yours with disadvantage.
Okay, sounds good.
No, I'll throw a rope. Should I throw a rope down?
You can.
Okay, no one wants the rope.
Yes. Almost everybody's on the wall already.
Okay, I throw a rope down.
Whoa.
Oh, I wish.
You guys, that's all 5 of you? Yeah. You guys have no problem climbing this wall.
Oh, okay.
There's so many vines and shrubbery around that it makes it very easily to scale over the top. And you guys all kind of hop over, slowly letting yourselves down on the other side. Even the vines kind of drape over the other side of the wall, leaving it for a nice easy handheld hold to get to the other side.
That seems like a design flaw in security. I'm just saying.
So you guys end up landing in what Sally says as soon as you guys come. She kind of comes up to all of you. And says, okay, it's easy plan, right? This is easy.
I don't know the plan.
Who doesn't know the plan? I thought you all knew the plan.
I told her, Ashlyn.
Oh, I know the plan.
You do know the plan. Did you forget?
Maybe.
Beatrice looks at Sally and she's like, "Are you sure these are the people that can get this job done?"
Lachlan raised his hand
I'm
too.
playing with a flower.
Okay, I know the plan.
I can
Don't
get
worry.
this job done.
So she's like, "Okay, we got to keep it simple, but we got to play to our strengths." So you said, Callista, that your group could do this much better than, well, our very own Caladarcope here. And Kella kind of gives a disgusted look as she says this. And she says, "So, what do you have to offer? How can we make this quick, easy, painless, and get out of here without any danger?"
Well, you said that the carriage house is guarded by magic, right?
That's the word that we got. Does anybody know anything about magic here?
Muffin?
Oh, wait, no.
We may need...
So
if
God.
there's non-magical traps, we can get Lachlan, but Muffin might be the entry gate, and then if anything after that, we can have Lachlan try. But Muffin should try first, if it's a dispel magic or any sort of arcana.
Why am I here?
You're here for the boat and for brute force if we get into a fight.
The muscle.
the muscle of the party. As you guys are looking around, you're in the backyard of it's a good-sized property, but the problem is the noble house is more of a noble tower, and the tower is rather small. It's not enormous like the rest of the noble estates are. It's 3 stories high, and it's interesting the way it's laid out. The bottom 2, what look like floors where there are windows, are completely made of stone. Almost like simple, like lighthouse tower, imagine if you could. But the 3rd floor looks like a wooden rectangular structure on top. Almost looks like a tree house set on top of this circular tower for the 3rd floor.
That's fine.
At the top, and you can see all around it, there's this nice crisscrossing lattice that's set against the tower on each side. And on the lattice, there are these vines that wrap all around the lattice, all the way up, wrapping around the top floor. The lattice on it has these thick leaves on it. The best I can describe it, I don't know if you guys know what a camellia bush looks like, but it almost looks like the leaves are really thick. They almost look like plastic. They look fake.
Okay.
Yeah,
They-
I know which ones.
They have
Yep.
like a glossy kind of look to them too.
Yeah.
Yep.
And also on the vines, are these big, like kind of like the camellia. The camellia plants would grow these big, luscious flowers, and they were white with like pink along the edge of them. You can see that this vine has all these flowers coming from it, and those same flowers are etched into the framework and the design work of everything on the property. The vines and these flowers are just part of the actual design, and they also are carved into the wood of the carriage house, which is also wrapped with lattice and vines and flowers. At the top, you guys can see that there are the same battlements that were around the top of the wall, but on the corners you also notice that there are these sculptures of owls that sit perched on the corners of the buildings.
Okay.
And to your left, you guys can see an elaborate flower garden of many yellow, pink, purple, and blue flowers that seem to be blooming wildly.
Does that seem natural?
You can make a nature check. From what you've seen before, particular wildflowers can grow to be this expanse. You've seen areas and fields and such that this could happen.
Not quite sure how I feel about all these plants and vines on the building.
They're pretty,
Perhaps we
Uncle
should
Muffin.
just... Well, they may be, but they may have other purposes here. Perhaps we should just seek the carriage house that we're here for.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, and
Lock-
Sally looks
Lachlan,
towards
can you stay on
Molfin.
point?
Molfin, are you looking around? You did like a this thing. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Carriage house!
I was just telling Lachlan to do perception too.
Anybody can make a perception check if they like.
Okay.
Molfin's gonna start calling it like it's a cat. Carriage house! Here, carriage house! You should not shush your elders.
Is that everybody's perception? Wow, Ashlyn. My goodness. Okay.
Jeez.
Diana,
You're out.
Lachlan, Callista. You guys notice, as you guys are walking towards the carriage house, that there is a faint flicker of light coming from the second story window, which looks barred, like it looks like a jail cell window with what look to be iron bars on the window, but you can see a small flicker of light coming from inside the room.
Interesting.
Ashlyn, you notice this as well, but you also notice, perched on top of the third story of this tower, not only are there 4 small owl sculptures on it, at the top of the roof, perched on it, is a large sculpture of an owl. Looks like a barn owl with a mouse in its beak, with its wings outspread. And it looks out towards the main street of the manor.
Does everyone see that creepy one? That one's creepy. I'm a little unsettled.
It doesn't seem to be looking our direction. Perhaps it's a blessing.
Oh, Uncle Muffin, does Arden like me?
I'm sorry, what?
Maybe this is a bad time.
Bad time, Ashlyn. Hold that thought.
Okay.
God damn it.
Children, I swear they will be the death of me.
I love you guys.
So,
Think about it.
has anybody found this carriage house? I seem to be...
It's like right in
Unable
front
to
of you.
look
Yes.
Oh!
There it is.
Ashlyn distracting me. Are there any any pinholes, keyholes, anything on the bottom floor to sort of get a peek through to look in to see the first floor?
It's solid. It's made of wood, the carriage house, but it's solid wood planks for the back and the sides with this lattice across it. The lattice climbs all the way to the second story and has all these vines and flowers wrapped around it. Did you want to make your way to the front of the property?
Muffin's going to walk over to the individuals from the hand that are putting this whole thing together. To make certain here, you said the items we're seeking are inside the carriage itself.
Sally looks at you and says, yes, that's correct.
Where inside the carriage?
Under the seat.
Under the seat, there's a compartment where they're kept.
Okay, so Callista mentioned your thoughts were going in through the second floor. Do you know anything about the entrance into the carriage house from the front?
From what I was told, the entrance is only a large door.
Keyhole? Grate? What sort of door are we dealing with?
It's just a wooden door. From what I understood, it's somehow magic. There's magic affecting it. I don't know what, I don't know how.
Just the door? I can scale them.
Well,
Me and Lachlan can scale the trellis.
Yeah.
Ashlyn and Lachlan, you guys looking at this stuff, like it'd be an easy climb. Easy climb.
Is there a way with these owl statues? Like, if they're really creeping me out, is there a sense that I could like kind of stay away from them, like where I wouldn't be almost in like their line of sight?
There's one perched on each corner of the carriage house. There's also one perch on each corner of the top floor of the manor, and then the big one perched in the middle of the roof.
How tall is the carriage house? You said 2 floors?
Carriage house is 2 floors. The tower is 3 floors. Hey, thanks for the follow. Appreciate that, guys. Thanks for joining the adventure.
Uncle Muffin, you should see if there's magic and stuff.
My thought was if I can see into the room, there's no need to enter the second floor.
Sally looks at you
All I
and
need
smiles.
is line of sight.
And then looks at Callista. I knew this was a good decision.
Told you so.
Kella just goes, I could have done this.
No, you couldn't have.
Bitch, please.
Lachlan, will you come with me for a moment? And you're a tad bit lighter on your feet than I am. I want you to take a look at the front door and see if there are any traps or how easy would it be for me to have access to it without being spotted?
Okay, let's do it.
I'm gonna stay within range for Pass Without a Trace on them when they move.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell the rest of the group to stay within my 30-foot bubble.
Okay. So, Lachlan, where are you headed then? Are you headed out to the front of the property?
Wait, so we're because there are 2 buildings here, right?
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and move you guys to the other map.
Okay.
I was trying to hold it for after the break, but
Yeah, it's hard to like gauge where
it's hard to gauge where you are without the map. So I'm gonna move you guys
Because when
over.
I think carriage house, I don't think 2 stories.
And I've
so
got
that-
some
I was
cool
confused.
heist music playing.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you guys see this big garden to your? It would be your right, your character's left.
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
there's a big garden. That was that garden I was describing, all the high-growing flowers. The walls are all around. You guys can see over here is the gate that you ran into to your left. Can you guys see the gate?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yep.
And ahead of you, I'm going to shift ping. Right here is the carriage house.
Okay.
And all these vines and lattice that go up to the second story. Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
and now-
and then this is the mage tower?
That is the tower.
Okay.
Yes,
Ooh.
Lord Richborn's tower. So
Oh.
you guys have control of your tokens, so you guys can pretty much move them at will right now until you discover something or ask me something about it.
Well, Molfin's going to try to drag the group around away from the tower until basically him and Lachlan can get near the front and Lachlan can sort of take a peek around.
Okay.
Well, I shouldn't go in the garden.
Sally, Beatrice, Kella, all moving with you guys.
Basically,
I
Molfin's
really
going to come
wanna
up and
go in
leave.
What are you doing, Ashlyn?
I really want to go in the garden. But I
No,
won't.
I would have dragged you to keep you in my bubble.
I'm being dragged.
Yes.
All right. So you guys are making your way through this. It's kind of like a small area. Heavy shrubs align the wall on the side as you guys are moving towards the front of the carriage house. Molfin and
Molfin is
Diana
just sort
and
of-
Lachlan are kind of leading the way, it looks like, right there.
I
Now,
should- probably not.
once Molfin hits the corner, it says, Lachlan, come here. The front's right around here. Take a look. Tell me if you think it's okay for me to sort of make my way towards the door and we can take a look, see if there are any traps or anything on it.
I'm like peeking under his arm, trying to see around the corner a little bit.
All right, go ahead and make
Pull the
a...
robes in a little.
What exactly are you looking for, Lachlan? Are you just looking for guards or anything like that?
Making
or-
sure the front here is clear, that there is nobody like standing guard out here or anything. Or...
Okay, make a perception check if that 17 is not a perception check for
Oh yeah, that
this
was
check.
old,
That was
I
last
think.
check. Okay, go ahead and make
Yeah.
your new one. It looks clear. As you're looking around, you can see that there is a stone, appears to be driveway, that leads to a double gate on the front. And you can see through the bars of the gate that they lead out to the main street.
Oh,
And you can also see there is a stone walkway that leads from the driveway all the way to the front door of the estate, the tower estate.
Gotcha.
Is it dark?
It is dark. It's like 2 or 3 in the morning.
Can I climb up this wall?
Sure. Ashley, you
Okay.
make your way up to the top of the wall.
Do I see anything else?
Another noble estate.
Okay. I meant in the second story.
Oh, it's in the other side. I was just imagining Ashlyn just looking over the wall to the other property.
Arden!
I'm calling out to Arden. You go to the wall.
Romeo!
The window is more centralized, so you can see that
Okay.
glimmering light, but you can't really see anything inside from where you're positioned.
Okay. I hop up the wall.
Okay.
I land in the bushes.
Lachlan, do me a favor. Check the ground in front of the door. Make sure there's no traps or any problems I may run into for me.
Okay, hugging the wall. I wanna, and also keeping kind of an eye out. See, Gramps, there's like a busy street over here. Well, not busy, but there's a street over here. Somebody could walk by, and I think I see over here. I think I see that tower peeking out a little bit too. We may be a little exposed around there.
Isn't the plan to scale the wall and go up to the second story?
Yes, but if we can avoid having to deal with that, if I can pop in and out in 30 seconds.
Oh yeah! You can do that thing. Okay. Do that thing.
You guys hear Sally in the back. Come on, we gotta make this quicker.
Okay, Lachlan, check for trap. Check the ground.
Okay, watch the road. Make sure nobody sees me. And I'm gonna step forward and start investigating around a little bit over here.
Okay, go ahead and make an investigation check for me, Lachlan.
Roger.
Seems clear.
It's all clear. Perfectly clear, Gramps. Looks great.
Well, perfect. Thank you, Lachlan. Well, hopefully it shouldn't be more than a moment then. So Mulvin's going to sort of inch around.
And step on a landmine.
Looking at the door, is there a keyhole on the door where it's locked, or is the door just able to be open?
No keyhole at all. It looks like it has a handle at the bottom of it where you could pull it up like a garage door. But no keyhole.
And it's flush to the ground?
Flush to the ground.
Well, Mulfin's gonna pop back around the corner and nearly plow into Diana and just sort of stumble past her a little.
Hello.
Okay. That did not work as well as I was hoping. There is no keyhole and no insight into this. If anyone has a small item, we can try to put a hole in the wall right here, and I can go through the wall, but that may be noisier than we wish to take.
I've got an arrow, or a rapier, or a hat.
I have a mace.
And a mace will make far too much noise, and the hat will not go through. You too hard.
Beatrice just takes her hand and just face palms.
All minor illusion, a little hole in the thing that's completely useless.
Oh my god, like the Roadrunner cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I have a rapier. Could you use the rapier? The tip, the rapier.
Sally's like, I thought you knew about magic. There's nothing that you can do to get us in?
I can easily get through. I need line of sight. There's no hole.
Is the door? We think the door's magically right. Is there any way for you to dispel magic?
To dispel anything?
Well, you should see if it's.
I
magic.
have it, but I would need you guys to back up because I would pass without a trace.
Oh. Well, you should see if it's magic in the first place.
Oh wait, dispel magic. I don't think that is concentration. I think I can just
No,
do
it
it.
shouldn't be. Yeah,
Yeah, I think you can just cast that.
it's just a straight spell. It's not concentration. It's an effect.
Do you have detect magic, Muffin?
Yes.
Do that so we know what we're dealing with.
Okay, so Olfin will come around and cast detect magic on the on myself, I guess, and look at the door.
It's a 30-foot radius, correct?
Yep.
For detect
can
magic.
penetrate most barriers.
Can penetrate most barriers. Yes, it can. Let's see. I wanted to double check one thing. Come on, where are you at? Thank you guys for tuning in to Proficiency Bonus tonight as I stumble through my player's handbook.
This was my
Yes.
original plan.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
so
Chris Molfin is trying to find the right hole.
God damn it. Is it in yet?
So, episode title in the gutter.
Yeah.
Is,
There you go.
So, Muffin, as you finish your incantation, are you standing right there where you're at?
Literally right there, because I'm close enough to the door, and something tells me I'll be able to see what's inside this.
Okay. You are getting magical blips everywhere, like crazy nutso. The first thing that sticks out to you is the vines, particularly the flowers that are next to you, are all brightly illuminating essence of a magic that seems to be projecting.
Interesting.
Divination.
Let me double check the type of magic to be certain for you. Where are you? There you are. Conjuration magic.
Well, they were conjured. That's not bad.
So, and also the front door of this establishment is beaming as well with abjuration magic. And inside the carriage house itself, you get another blip, which seems to be abjuration magic as well. Not
Is
to
it on the
mention,
same floor? Or is it above?
It's on the bottom floor.
Okay.
So you're getting magical blips like crazy from around this area.
Molfin just falls to his knees and is grabbing at his face almost.
You okay, Gramps?
Uncle Wolfen.
Yes, away from the flowers. Callista, there is more magic here than there is anywhere we've been so far. The flowers, the door, multiple sources inside the house.
Do you feel like it's dispellable, at least the door?
Well, dependent on your skill, I don't see why you shouldn't be able to. It's protection enchantment. Same with what I'm sensing inside the carriage house. But these flowers are wrong. These are not natural.
Does the window have magic on it?
Molfen is just sort of still half shielding his eyes and just looks up.
The window is not beaming with anything magical.
The flower. You're talking about the flowers on the walls?
On the vines, the flowers that grow from the vines are all beaming with magical energy.
Well, then I say we don't climb, and I'm just... Nope, I'm not... Don't climb, don't touch them, and...
Callista, I have a potential idea.
What? Hurry up.
Oh, never mind, just do it.
Okay.
Kella's like looking at you, and she's like, what's wrong with the flowers?
There's a powerful conjuration magic on it.
Does that mean they were conjured here?
Or they could potentially conjure things to deal with us.
Ooh. Oh.
I go up to the door, and on the door, dispel magic.
Okay. So you reach your hand, Callista, you touch the door. You start reciting your
Actually, I don't even need to be on the door. I can be 120, so I'm gonna back up.
Oh yeah, you can be 120 feet. Yeah, yeah. So you reach out towards the door, and you can feel the magic energy flow from your body, and then your spell ends.
Did it hit? Like, did it feel like it did anything, or does it feel higher than what I can do?
You're
Spells a
not-
check.
You're not 100% sure.
I look at the door again.
You gonna use detect magic again?
Well, it's
Oh
still
yeah,
up.
it's still up.
It's 10 minutes.
As she casts this spell, you kind of watch. It's a weird effect for you because you can almost see the spell happen, Molfen. All this magical energy kind of surrounds Callista as she holds out her hand. Callista doesn't see the magic energy for this particular spell leave her body, but you watch it as you're detecting this magic. It swirls almost like a whirlwind and goes towards the door, and you can see immediately the glow from the door dissipates.
Are we good?
That was beautiful.
Are you
Yes,
high?
the door is fine.
Okay, well, Lachlan, check the door for other normal traps.
I like the way you think.
This is why I brought you both.
Great.
Molfen, are you on something? You need some water?
Dear Ashlyn, I am on magic right now, and it is...
Okay.
It's taking... Lachlan is certainly taking his sweet time to check the door.
Roll 20, taking his time.
Oh, am I supposed to be rolling? for
Yeah,
the check?
yeah. Roll another investigation. On
I just told you to check the door for traps.
Seems clear.
Door's perfect, totally
Is it-
clean.
Is it locked?
Okay. Lachlan reaches for the handle, and it starts to open just the slightest bit at the bottom. Doesn't
Before I touch the handle, or when I touch the handle?
when you kind of pull up on it, it doesn't appear to be locked.
Okay. I think it's gonna open.
We don't need it open much. With my spell still in effect, can I see where that source of abjuration magic is inside the carriage house? Would I be able to point it out to Callista?
If you can see inside, yes, you could.
I'll kind of like kneel down.
Molfin's laying face on the ground
Yeah,
to look at
I'm
the
also
So
We're both
just,
like looking.
like Lachlan's just gently pulling up this wooden garage door, trying not to make it squeak or make too much noise. And Molfen and Callista, he's cringing as he's doing it. And you guys are looking underneath, and you notice you can see inside. You can see 2 draft horses connected to a carriage. Both carriage doors on either side are beaming with magical energy. Abjuration magic. But there is
Molten.
other magical beams coming from inside the carriage. They're
Oh,
like
you just said.
overlapping one another, and it's very hard to tell what type of magic it is.
Callista, the doors. If you take care of the door, I can.
And
take care
the moment he says the doors, dispel right
Just
away.
Using your dispel magic
Dispel
again.
magic. Yep.
Okay, and as you're watching again, Molfin, you can see the magical energy as Callista's laying down and pointing her finger down underneath the door. You see the magical energy release, and the doors. You watch as this yellow glow from this spell that you've cast almost looks like it shatters like glass and dissipates in midair.
And is the front of the carriage open? Can I see like the back of the seat or anything?
No, the carriage, there's a place where somebody could sit to drive, but the other part is completely enclosed.
Then Molfin's looking right at the door. Tells his head a little towards Callista. Be back in a moment.
Hurry up. And I'm gonna like kind of like position myself so I'm like right. I'm hoping Lachlan keeps holding it, and I'm still gonna just keep my body low so I can keep an eye line on what's happening inside, but also still keeping my pass without a trace on everybody around me.
Okay. And at that
I want to
point,
cast a quick message on Molfin and say, "Hey, Gramps, while you're in there, we don't have to hand over all the items, right?"
and as Molfin appears inside the carriage, that's where we're going to take our break for this evening.
With that evil laugh.
Oh no!
That only Lachlan hears.
So I just
Fair,
wanted to say
man.
thanks to everybody who's tuned in tonight. Thanks to those of you who have followed, who have subscribed tonight. Man, you guys have been awesome in chat. Sorry, we've been back and forth. I've been trying to catch up with what chat's been going on and what they've got going on tonight. But thank you guys for all the bits and everything too. We're going to go ahead and take a 5 to 7 minute break, and then we will continue this episode to see what happens now that Molfin has found a way inside this carriage house. So don't go away. We will be right back. See you guys soon. Well, welcome back, everybody, to Proficiency Bonus. My name is Michael. Thank you guys for joining us tonight for another outstanding D&D 5th edition adventure. This is Storm King's Thunder, episode 43, and right now our adventurers are on a heist, and they are breaking in to a noble estate in Yartar in search of some magical items. as they're working hand in hand with the hand of Yartar.
Oh!
And the Zentaurum.
Ugh,
Uh,
not really.
Well, she's just along for the ride, I guess. Kella Darkhope.
But Lachlan's part of the term, so we always work with him.
Yeah. You guys are working for the Zentaurum all the time.
God damn it.
At least with them. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and move you guys onto a new map because I want Molfin to be able to see what he sees as he misty steps magically into the carriage of the carriage house. So I'm gonna move you all over.
Okay.
And you guys should be able to see to your left. Are you guys able to see?
Yeah, a grid.
I'm on the grid.
Molfin, can you see?
There's like a door in
Yes,
the
I
way.
can see.
Okay. Yeah, I got the door in the way. Let me move the door real quick. I forgot that I got that.
Yeah, because I'm looking in.
Because you guys are looking in, you guys would be able to see. I'm just going to move the door.
Okay. There we go. Yep.
You see inside?
I cannot see.
That's because you're around the corner.
Oh, okay. I got it.
Okay. Now, Lachlan, did you open the door the whole way, or are you just keeping it just
No,
high
I haven't
enough?
opened the crack, and
No,
I'm peeking.
It's open just by like 6 inches.
Yeah, and
Maybe even less.
Maybe
Like,
less?
anybody that's looking through it has to have their cheek on the ground.
All right. Ashlyn's putting her cheek on the ground, wondering what everybody's doing.
Which mine is on the ground.
Diana's there too. Like everybody's like laying on the front of this driveway. Yeah, they're like.
Still pass without a trace.
You know, the horses make all those horse noises. Molfin, you are inside this lavishly decorated carriage. And what would you like to do?
I'm going right for where I'm seeing the glowing beacon
Yeah,
shouting out at me and just...
there's like these very nice leather-covered seats within this thing. And you can see the seat across from you. It looks like it has two different kind of cushions, like couch cushions, so to speak, is what I'm using as an example. Two different cushion areas. The one looks like the glowing energy is coming from underneath it.
Just walk over, try to lift it up.
It pops open easily.
Oh, I see. Open it right up and just...
Inside, you can see that there is this nice, large wooden box. It looks like it's a very nice dark wood with almost like even like a glossy coating over top of the box.
No glow from the box itself, just from the items within.
Items within are glowing. No glow from the box.
Okay. Try to open the box.
It opens. It opens right up.
Oh.
And inside, there are some items inside the box. You notice a very long leather covered tube that is capped at the top. Looks like an old map case. There is a large stitched brown satchel. There's a large glass bottle that is corked, and inside it you can see, it's kind of dark in here, but you can see this dark red glittering fluid inside of it.
Oh, no jellyfish.
No jellyfish. No.
But does it look similar to the other red vials I found before?
It does. But this, it's big.
It's bigger?
It's bigger. And the last thing that you see is another bottle. But this one's a little bit different than the ones that you've seen before. Let me double check my book really quick. I want to make sure I give you the right description of this, so it makes sense. Where are you, thingy? I should have had this page marked If I was a good dungeon master, I would have done that.
Oh, you're great.
Please.
While you're
Okay.
flipping, I'm gonna ask, that stitched brown satchel, does it look like the bag Lachlan's carrying?
Which what bag are you talking about?
Bag of holding.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
It looks like a simple brown satchel. It's
Oh my god. I hope
Full or empty?
I hope it's what I think it is.
yeah, you can tell there's something inside of it, and it's definitely beaming with magical
Oh,
energy.
so there's something inside the satchel as well. Okay, I thought the satchel was...
Oh yeah, it's definitely beaming with magical energy.
Oh my god. hope-
You also have. Oh,
It's
here it
a
is.
hamster.
You're not far off.
It's a bottle, and it's oddly shaped in two hands gripping a heart that at the top opens up into like a little, like the top of a beaker with a cork put in it. And the cork itself is painted a red color. And you can see through it, and it has this rose-hued liquid inside of it. And as it's jostled just the slightest bit, it almost looks like the bubbles catch your eye. They're in the shape of little hearts.
Oh no. Oh no. I know what that is. Oh no.
Oh no!
That is most interesting.
Why?
Not with Molfin.
Is the tube glowing, or is the item inside the tube glowing?
Item inside the tube.
Okay, Molfin's opening the tube and the satchel. Then.
Okay, as you open the tube, you pull out a scroll.
Unroll it a
Wait,
little
you
bit.
can
Can
do
I
that
read it?
Let me double check to see if you can read it. It's definitely magic and arcane in nature. Where are you? You're not going to be there. Here you are. There you are. You can tell that it's arcane, but you think you probably have to spend a little bit of time with it to be able to fully understand what it does and what it means.
Okay, but it is something I get the feeling I would understand if I spent a little time with it.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. And then last, open up the satchel. What's in the satchel?
A bunch of beans
Oh no.
that are
Yay!
Okay.
each one beaming with magical energy.
How many? I want one.
Okay, Molfin's gonna grab...
Muffin, do me a favor. I want you to roll 3d4 for me.
Oh no!
Okay.
Oh no.
Wait.
There are 7 beans in the bag.
Okay.
Okay. Molfin grabs the bag and the scroll, shoves it inside his inside pocket, picks up the 2 glass bottles, looks back out towards a point right next to Lachlan, and once more, Misty steps right back out.
And as you disappear,
Oh,
Lachlan...
actually, as I do that, I drop the pendant.
Okay. And with as the Rosolio pendant leaves Mulfin's hand, he just disappears into a gray cloud of mist.
You ruined my
And
chances.
then you guys are all just sitting there still with your cheek on the pavement, and Mulfin is standing now behind everybody.
Molfin's gonna go, put it down. Let's get back around the corner and get out of here.
Yep.
Very, very carefully lowering it.
Okay.
And Molfin's gonna look
Lachlan,
for the...
make a stealth check.
Wait, plus 10. Plus 10.
Wait, where's my stealth? Oh gosh, can't use computer.
Damn!
Oh, 40. No one, not even any of you, realize that Lachlan has completely closed this door without a sound. It almost like seemed like he didn't even move at all. He didn't
Was
breathe.
the door ever open? I don't think so.
It was never open. Wow. A 40. Just what? God damn it.
All right.
Very sneaky.
So I'm going to move you guys back over to the other map since everybody is back outside.
So as immediately as Molfin comes around the corner, there's, not a whole lot in his little carriage. He had a couple of these vials and hand over the two things there.
The 2 glass vials.
Yep.
Make a deception check.
Okay.
Can I give him my advantage? Can I give him my advantage that I
am
haven't used?
burning a portent and rolling an 18.
Oh,
Rolling
sure.
an 18.
Okay.
All right. I am going to go ahead and I want to make a check for Sally.
I'm going to burn my second portent. She's going to roll a 15.
She's going to roll a 15? All
You'll
right.
get a 15, not roll, right? There's a distinction, right?
I also want to roll for Kella.
Oh, okay. Well, basically, it replaces the roll.
It replaces
I only let Michael know.
Yeah.
If I'm going to do it anyway, and that's my intent, I want to state that rather than have Michael roll a 2. And then say, oh, well, I had planned on doing this. It doesn't matter what he rolls now.
Yeah.
That's weird. Why
What?
are my character sheets opening up in a new tab?
Yeah.
They should be opening up in a new window. Let me see.
Ah.
Use window pop-outs for characters. That's what I have. I'll just have to go the other route. Because that's weird. That's never done that for me.
Weird.
Okay.
I say that was weird because your screen just went completely white. I
Yeah,
thought you had it
yeah, I
whispered
saw
or
that too.
something.
Yeah, well, it was like it was opening a new tab, and then it was just showing you all the white of the extra character sheet. Okay, so you are making a deception against Kella as well, because she's part of this. You said you had an 18?
Yep.
Makes
We tie.
it, breaks it. So you see Kella give you a suspicious look, and then winks at you,
Yeah.
My girl!
and doesn't say a word.
I'm ushering us out and making sure none of us touch any of the nature.
I'm still
Alright.
creeped out by the thingies, but yeah.
Okay.
Can we depart this place now?
Yep.
So you guys are all headed out, okay?
Yep.
Sally, grabbing these 2 potion bottles, you see her kind of tuck them away inside her cloak. She actually hands one over to Beatrice as well, and Beatrice puts it away. And she kind of smiles towards you before you guys start to head out. She puts her hand on your shoulder, Molfin. Brilliant. You've made us very, very rich people. And then she kind of just taps your cheek twice with her hand and then starts to follow Callista.
Wolf's going to look around at anyone near him. Just start following everybody else.
All right, you guys make your way over to the gate. You make your way, climb over the wall to the other side. You nestle back down to the boardwalk. Everybody peeking. Everybody make a perception check if you're looking out for guards.
Yep.
Perception.
Perception.
Wow, she's talented. She's observant.
All right. Ashlyn, the coast is clear if you move quickly.
The coast is clear if we move quickly.
Okay.
And immediately you see Sally lead the way, dashing out across the boardwalk onto the dock where you guys arrived. Beatrice follows. Everybody else follows. You guys move across. And almost picture-perfect timing, you see out of the mist that familiar single lantern headed your way, with a grumbling man rowing this little fishing boat back towards the dock. It doesn't stop again. You guys all hop from the dock back onto the boat with a sigh of relief. The boat leaves the dock and heads out back onto the river. This time much easier to paddle because you're going back downstream.
Of course, she gets the easy way.
And Kella looks at you, Molfin, with a little smirk on her face. She says, I do admit, I couldn't have pulled that off.
It takes a village, they say. It seems now these individuals now have what they need to make a rather large sum of money. And we're able to show Diana that you are in proper health.
No, not proper health. It is like her soul missing or something. Do I know that? She said that she felt like there was a void in her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's probably not good. We don't want to void in Diana.
Yeah, no, I prefer to be voidless, thank you. Are you
Perhaps
muted?
the void can be restored by some.
Well,
Like
until we know
what?
for certain, I'm not messing with it.
But Diana, aren't you skilled in acts of restoration?
Minor restoration, yes, but I don't think that
Malkin.
is nearly enough, and I'm not comfortable with it.
Honestly, I think if anyone's gonna figure it out, it's gonna be Molfin.
Well, my thought, Diana, was perhaps if you attempt to restore Kella.
Oh, restore Kella.
If it fixes Kella, we can release you and then you can fix yourself.
I mean, I didn't prepare a restoration spell, so I don't have one right now.
Well, perhaps Kella would be willing to meet with us in the morning under neutral arrangements.
Diana, you could fix this? You could fix me?
Maybe it's a minor restoration. I don't, and this sounds like a big restoration to pull off.
She immediately looks at Molfin with a stern eye and says, "She must fix me." And then winks at you again. She must fix me.
We will see if she is able to in the morning.
I'm only
Kella,
limited to the power that
She
my
doesn't have to
deity-
do anything.
Can't you hire a cleric? Aren't there other clerics?
Yeah, you just go to a temple.
Do you know how much they charge for those kind of services?
Go to
No.
Ilmater. Be cheap.
Discount restoration. Let's go.
Discount. Roll back on all healing spells. And
We do layaways.
Molfin, with almost a visible sheen of sweat on his face at the moment, turns and looks at Diana. Well, Ilmater would be cheap given the situation they're in. You won't make the attempt to help her in the morning?
I'll help her, but I don't know if I have the power to do what she's asking.
I understand
Dalton
that.
is
All we're saying,
powerful.
all I'm asking is make the attempt.
I
If
will.
not,
I will
then we-
make an attempt.
Then,
I will try.
if that doesn't work, I continue to work on solving the problem for Kella and for you.
and almost
Diana first.
and almost bursting in on your conversation, Beatrice and Sally stumble back to where kind of just a few steps back on the boat, and Sally just slunks down on the edge of the boat, holding one of these glass bottles that Molfin handed her, and just slunks down, arms kind of just like leaning up there on the edge, and she just has a huge smile on her face. And she just starts to look at you guys and say, "You have all done so well."
Did you drink that?
No,
Thank
no.
you.
There's still
Oh.
it's still full. See, but look at this. Look at this. Do you see this?
Yeah.
Sally.
Look at that glimmer inside. This is gold. Huge sum of it.
And we get
How much gold are we talking?
2,000 as agreed.
I was told by my intel that these 2 bottles here that Molten and Gather Me were anywhere from 8 to 10,000 gold pieces. But part of the deal was that you would get 2. And, of course, this young lady. And she just nods over to Kella, who kind of smiles back. And so, I guess I'm okay with that. And then looks back at Molfen.
Oh, child.
But this and look at the design on the one that Beatrice is holding. That's got to be worth a fortune.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah.
Matt, you're muted.
Yes, with the hands clasping it. I have not seen one such as.
Oh, it's amazing. I can't wait. This is one of the biggest things that we've ever done, right? She looks over at Beatrice, and Beatrice, who had like just a stern look on her face for most of the time that you guys have seen her, has kind of lightened up, and she's more of a bright smile on her face. You can see her bright white teeth shining through the dark red. She's wearing bright red lipstick, but at the night it looks like super dark. But she is just smiling from ear to ear right now, holding this heart-shaped bottle.
Oh, that's so pretty.
And they're just like, so, we were thinking, once we get back, what do you say you guys come to the Dragon Tooth with us, and we'll celebrate some drinks.
Sounds good.
Excellent.
I like drinks.
I'm
You're tired?
I'm tired. I think I'll just, rain check on y'all. But y'all can have a good time.
Well, fair enough.
When should I expect a payment, Sally?
Well, it's going to take me a little while to be able to sell these items. I could get Beatrice and Marisha on it right away, but it would still take some time.
How much time are you talking?
It could be anywhere from 2 days to 2 weeks, depending on how long it takes us to find a buyer. These are not items that just anybody is looking for. There is somebody out there that specifically needs these and will pay us the right sum of money for them.
Surely you have a backup stash that you can forward us right now.
Make a persuasion check.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm using my advantage.
Okay.
Good thing.
Dang good thing too.
She looks at you. She looks back down at the bottle that she's holding. Well, I'll have to check when we get back. But I do have some.
Do I believe her?
Make an insight check. Yeah, you do.
Okay.
Drinks are on you.
They
Ash,
are.
then I will cover your. Never mind then.
Well, you see, the Dragon Tooth Inn doesn't have a bar or other
Oh.
kind of establishment. We have them in our room.
Oh,
Party.
Yeah.
yeah. Room party.
Taking it
That's
back
cool.
taking it back to college days.
Yeah. Pre-game. I'm down for it.
Oh no. I'm gonna do what I did in high school and stay away from the parties.
All right. So as you guys continue, is there anything else that you guys would be... Sally and Beatrice make their way back to the man at the front of the boat with the lantern at some point. You do notice that the boat is moving much quicker, and it's not going to be as long of a ride back to your drop-off point. Anything you guys would be talking about or doing in the meantime?
I'm kind of nudging Molfin, like, did you get anything good? But, like, trying not to be too obvious about it.
Okay.
Molfin is just completely ignoring him.
Fair enough.
Just,
I'm trying to
Like,
talk
licking
to
the back of his head with my mage hand. Like,
All right.
I'm just keeping a really sharp focus on Kella the whole time since we got back from the boat.
Make an insight check, Callista.
and she'll probably also notice that Molfin is pointedly ignoring
Yeah,
as much as ignoring and pointedly ignoring Kella as well.
Okay, Diana, what did you say?
Oh, I was just gonna say that I'd probably like look at Kella kind of too, but not like in like an intense way, just kind of like in a like trying to see if her soul's missing kind of a way.
Oh, that's not intense at all.
Make an insight check. Callista. Kella seems to be... She's trying to hide it, but she's looking towards Molfin a lot more than she did on the trip up. Diana, you notice the same thing, but you also notice too how much Molfin is avoiding and ignoring Kella as much as possible.
Okay, I mean, I rolled 2 by accident, and like, if you want to go with the 15 instead of the nat 20, I think that's what you did, right?
I did. I saw the 27. I'm sorry, so the 15. So yeah, you notice a little bit, but like not particularly soul wise. You don't see into her soul, but but you've got a hunch that she's putting a lot more of her attention on Molfin than anybody else right now.
And I noticed Molfin behaving.
Yeah, you notice Molfin behaving awkwardly. Diana's focused more on Kella.
I think she puts 2 and 2 together.
There's something going on there, Callista.
Yeah, I don't trust her at all.
Diana's
Or
thinking,
Or him.
the soul to the dagger makes you like old gnome. I'm gonna keep that special guard on my soul gem.
Amazing. Amazing. So you
I don't think an Olympic jumper could have made that leap.
Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. You guys are amazing. The boat slowly starts to head towards the dock that you guys remember boarding the boat. Just like it did before, just slows just slightly, not to a complete stop, but just enough that you guys are able to hop up off onto the dock. You can see that upon exiting, Sally kind of gives a nod and takes a satchel and tosses it to the boat's captain. He catches it, and you can hear like a ching of coinage. And he just nods silently. And the boat continues to row downstream and disappears under the Yartar Bridge. And Sally, Beatrice, Kella, they all kind of look at each other silently, but Beatrice and Sally are super happy. And they start just walking down the dock towards the ramp that you guys originally came from, how you got to this actual point of the docks.
10,000 gold. I think we could have robbed.
Molfin, I think you're muted again.
What else is new? So, Callista, are you planning on attending the little...
You went out again.
Yeah, you cut out on us.
Really?
Yep.
Lost in Discord. So, Callista, are you planning on following along with them to keep an eye on Keller?
Thought about it. Not sure yet.
I will. I'm
Why?
going.
Where are you going, Muffin?
I'm trying to figure out what we are doing. Seems Diana is planning on leaving. Not sure she should be left alone. But depends on what Lachlan, you, and Ashlyn are doing as well.
What did you find in there?
In where?
I found a couple of potion bottles, which I provided to said young lady as per our agreement.
Yeah, I'm not blind. I was there.
Lachlan just asked, though.
Lachlan, you were there too.
Yeah, but I mean, is that all there was?
Malfin just sort of looks up the street. How far away are they?
They're pretty far off now. About 50
There
feet.
may have been a rolled up piece of parchment that is still in my possession.
And I guess
A
Killa
new one for the books, huh?
was keen on that.
It seems she may have
Mm-hmm.
picked up on my attempt to dissuade them. The other apparently failed to
She's
notice
now
such.
using it to blackmail us to help her.
So what are they gonna do when they find out their stuff isn't worth 10,000 gold?
Blame the person that gave them the original intel.
Ah.
We provided documentation. We provided items. Someone else provided the documentation. We were merely the muscle in this.
Yeah.
By the time they realize that information,
We'll be
we should be long gone.
Well, then I better go get our money.
Yep.
Go to the room party.
This feels a little.
Hey, do we still get all of our pay if it turns out to be less than it was worth?
Don't worry about it, Lachlan. Stop asking so many questions.
It's important. It's vital to our time that we spent and the risk that we undertook.
I will deal with the payment.
This was more task to get access to Keller.
Oh,
The
yeah.
money is nice,
yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
You guys tend to forget about that.
I never met her.
Charming.
Muffin,
Yes.
Killa's now using that information to blackmail you.
Yes. Yes, she is.
And you're still keen on helping her?
Not so much. I could
So I can kill her
Okay.
soon?
Wait.
I could take the dagger out of my vest now and would have no issue with it.
I'm not cool with us killing people. Or
Are we
framing
cold-blooded murderers?
You're not, I am.
Hello.
I'm gonna start walking towards where Killa and Sally left.
Yeah,
I'm following!
they just look like they're headed back to the Dragon Tooth Inn. They're walking the same direction.
I can run faster than Callista.
I'm not running, I'm just walking.
I'm running.
Ashlyn, what,
Ashlyn's running.
I
what did you
will
mean
walk up
framing
with
people?
her.
What was that, Diana?
I will walk up with her. We are literally going to have a nightstone again. You're gonna turn into a bear and kill her. And I'm gonna bring
I'm not saying I'm doing it now. I just said soon. She's gonna keep threatening us. I'm gonna go get paid right now. That's where Chris, Close is going. I'm gonna go get paid.
Lachlan, why does Ashlyn think we are framing people?
Because you told me. Oh,
Wait,
I'm not there.
right?
But you did told me.
Didn't Callista tell me not to drop that pendant unless it was an emergency? I don't know why Ashlyn's accusing me of such things.
Yeah, you're pretty forthright and honest, Gramps.
Just the
Muffin,
idea of it.
just between
Pulls out a little
Muffin and
bag of
Lachlan.
pulls out a little bag of beans and shakes him in front of Lachlan and then puts him back in his pocket.
Lachlan, it looks like Mulfin just raided a food pantry.
It's like dinner, Gramps.
Mulfin, do me a favor. I need you to make a perception check and Lachlan to make an insight check about the whole pendant thing that you just said. Because Lachlan didn't see that. Lachlan, you know exactly what he's talking about, and you think he did it. Lachlan holds
Y'all
up
are evil.
his applauding mage hands.
Yeah.
And you guys keep following. You notice that another one of the members, what it looks like another one of the Hand of Yartar, have met up with the front three, Sally, Beatrice, and Kella. Looks familiar to maybe possibly one of those ones that was hanging out in the room before. And you see as they continue through the streets of Yartar, which seem to be very empty at this time of night, and they approach the Dragon Tooth Inn and enter the front door as you guys are following behind. You guys all going in?
Yep.
I will turn back down the road and go back to the inn.
Diana, you're taking off, going back to the despicable lady.
Walking alone in the night like a dumbass.
Okay, so Diana keeps walking as the rest of you break off.
I would not let Diana go by herself. I would go with Diana, actually.
So Ashlyn's gonna go with Diana.
Oh.
Mulfin is.
Sorry, Diana, I'm getting robot. from
Diana,
you.
you're getting robot-y.
Have fun. I'll be fine.
No, I
just
love
don't-
you. We should hang out together.
What?
I love you. We should hang out together.
Oh, I don't. You wanted to go like drink with them or whatever.
Yeah, they're stupid.
Cool.
You're cool.
I love you, Lester. They're real. I love her. Okay.
Okay, we'll
Alright,
go back
sure.
to the despicable lady together.
All right, Lachlan and
Okay.
Mulfin, you guys headed with Callista.
Yeah, and I want to keep my eyes on every member of the hand in there to see if anyone may have any unsightly or what's what I'm looking for, just negative intentions towards us.
Okay, gotcha.
You know, we're the muscle, we did the job. You know, now let's get rid of the loose ends. Nobody can talk about it. Type feelings.
Okay, I'm gonna take you guys over to a new map
Uh-oh.
as we go into Callista. You're already gonna be there.
Mhm.
Kella and Sally are already there. The rest of the hand are there as well. I'm gonna pull up Mulfin and Lachlan so they can get their characters in here, so you guys
Cool.
can see what's going on. There's Lachlan. So there you are, Lachlan. I'm gonna put you in the
Oh,
room
yeah,
here
look at
somewhere,
that.
hanging out
Oh,
with them.
sorry.
You're good. Yeah, you can go in the room. And Mulfin, I'm gonna put you in the room there. So Mulfin, your token is there. I know it's Mulfin is on the bed.
This is like a college
The
party.
gnome-
It
on the
is. You guys are in this room late at night. All the other doors have seemed to be shut as you guys make your way into this room. You notice that there are two other members of the hand that are still in the room. One of them was kind of just watching out the window. The other one kind of was keeping an eye on the door and opened it as you guys have all come in and are crowded around the room. It looks like they're already starting to pop the top of some fine wine, and they're starting to pour some glasses and pass it around amongst everybody within the room. Mulfin, you're not really getting a sense that anybody's anything less than just thrilled to come back, and they set these two bottles that you handed them. They set them on the the top of this one table that they have near the window. And the other two hand of Yartar that didn't go are just kind of marveled in these things. And they're just the celebration is just starting. They hand you all a glass of wine. And you can see Sally kind of takes her cloak, takes it from her, sets it down, and you guys can clearly see this scar that goes from the top of her head down to the top of her top lip. And she just smiles at all of you. Sit down, relax. It's done. Oh, it's done. What a joy this is. Ah. She sits down on her. It's not really a nice looking couch, but she sits down on it, just relaxes and starts sipping her wine.
You muted Matt.
Go ram, bloody microphone. To a successful endeavor, mate.
To a successful endeavor. And they all kind of hold up these wine glasses, and a couple of them are like chugging it down.
Oy, that's not how you
I want to
do
not actually swallow any wine.
Okay.
it. Oh.
Yeah, close to not drinking.
Molfin, it tastes really good. Like, this is really nice stuff.
You probably feel it.
HyperX3 says that he pulls a card from a deck of many things.
Oh, no.
Thanks for the bits, man. Appreciate it.
Or you could plant a bean in the middle of the room.
Oh, yeah, you could do that. You could do that.
Oh gosh.
Molfin has it. Molfin doesn't necessarily know what those are yet.
Oh yeah.
Make a great chili.
Molfin nearly fed one to Lachlan.
Sally kind of looks up at Callisto. Callisto, relax. Have a drink with us.
She doesn't do that.
She doesn't do that.
She don't relax.
She doesn't relax.
She-
I'll light my pipe.
Oh. Oh, she's smoking.
Mhm.
Marijuana?
You don't know.
Sally kind of looks at you and she's like, "Oh, do you mind?" And points to your pipe.
You want some?
Absolutely.
Okay. I'll let her have some.
Oh. She leans over on the couch and kind of takes the pipe from you and inhales a big puff. Blows most of the smoke out through her nostrils, then the last bit of it through her mouth. What does this taste like? Christy, like, what is this particular herb that you've got in here?
I mean, I think it's a blend of tobacco and some medicinal herb.
Okay. So she's
It's
like,
a blend. It's not full psychedelic or anything. Like it calms her down when she's stressed.
oh yeah,
But
yeah.
it's still got like the tobacco, like the regular tobacco, but she puts like an extra natural thing in there as well.
Gotcha. As she hands this back to you, you just see her go, like this big sigh. She just leans back into the couch. And she looks back at Lachlan and says, "No, she relaxes.
Apparently.
She does." And then she takes more of her wine and just starts sipping.
I have an image to uphold.
Yeah, don't we all? She reaches up and touches the scar on her face.
No.
And then looks back down towards the ground, and then looks up, back over at the 2 potion bottles on the table, and then smiles. Ah, payday. Oh, payday, that's right.
Exactly. And I'm gonna
That's
drop
right.
my hood and let everyone see like my full image now.
Sally looks towards you and says, "Oh. Huh."
She purple.
And then just walks away and goes towards the bed and reaches under the bed and pulls out what looks to be like a small wooden box. You can hear, Lachlan, you can hear some things happening. It sounds like a lock being unlocked. as this chest is open. She produces looks like a velvet satchel. Closes and locks the box back up, puts it back under the bed mattress, and walks over to Callista and hands it out to you. It's 2,000 gold. And of
Do I
course...
Do I believe her?
Yeah, you can make an insight check.
I'll probably count it later, but...
Seems
Oh,
seems like it
it
weighs
seems like it.
proper weight. Yeah,
Okay,
good
I'll pocket
good
it.
balance. And then she looks over towards Kella, and of course, and holds out her hand towards Kella, who is drinking some wine, and then looks up towards Sally. And it's fine. It really is. They're gonna help me anyway. And then looks back over at Malfin.
I'm just glaring daggers at Kella right now. Like, if looks could kill, she'd be 6 feet under right now.
Malfin, and Kella starts speaking to you, so pretty loudly.
Yes, my dear.
You know, you're gonna help me, right? I mean,
Well, yes, we just need... Diana has to rest for the evening. We were not planning on needing any of the types of divine energy that she would need to attempt to remedy the situation for you in... what time is it? This evening or this morning's, whatever time of day it is, activities. She came prepared for other potential activities. Once she rests and morning rises, we can make the attempt and see if we can solve the issue immediately, or if we must further research this at our next destination, which has from what I'm told, a nicer library than Yata does.
then she looks back, kind of gives you a look, Lachlan. I think I could help you get him. And looks back at you, Malfin.
Zulkin?
Then looks back at you as soon as you say that, Callista. Yes.
How? What makes
Well-
you think you're so capable?
I don't know for sure. But if he's after Diana for that gem, maybe he needs me too.
Why would he need you? Rather
I-
presumptuous.
Don't know.
Well, you're not really offering much help then, are you?
Well, I think it's well worth the risk, don't you think?
Is it? Last time we met you, we met Zulkin. You've caused us nothing. We met you.
Things were different then.
Were they?
They were a lot different.
Malfin, Lachlan, let's head back. Late. Really late. We should
Mine's
rest.
so good.
Now.
One of the hand members starts pouring you another glass, Lachlan.
It's okay. It's okay.
She's like, man, you're drinking this very quickly.
Oh, it's-
As you're kind of like spitting it out over the back of the couch or something.
Into the bag of holding.
Yes.
Please forgive us. We must take our leave. As one can see, Den Mother has apparently plans for us this evening, so...
We had a long day. Did you forget what happened earlier?
No, I'd rather like to, actually.
Then let's rest. And I'm gonna stand in the door and wait for the gnomes to file out expectantly.
The window that's next to the bed.
Yeah.
Is it open at all? Can we see down to the street?
You can.
I don't want to remember any of what happened earlier.
And he vanishes into a cloud of gray magical smoke.
I just stand up and walk like a loser.
Are you taking the wine glass out with you, Lachlan?
No, I'll
I thought it'd be funny. You just like walking out with the glass.
Malfin's just down to the street and then just walking, taking off before they come down, heading back towards Despicable Lady.
Okay. So you guys are heading
Pulling
back?
out one of the beans and just sort of flipping it like you'd flip a coin in his hand, just tossing, catching it.
All right. Callista and Lachlan, as you approach, Mulfin is flipping a bean in his hand.
Now, is Kella with us, or is she back in the...
She better not be.
You guys left her there.
Okay, we left her there. Cool.
Mhm.
As we're walking, I want to kind of, as I'm walking alongside Callista, I want to cast message, just in case anyone's listening, and kind of let her know that if Kella becomes a risk, we'll have to do what we have to do to her. But we should give her a chance.
She's blackmailing us and putting Diana at risk. She's been nothing but a problem, Lachlan.
Little heal can't hurt, right? And then if it doesn't work, then we...
Y'all are dark.
I will give her the chance to get a head start and run away. There. If we come across her again, I don't want to have this conversation again.
We're gonna try to heal her, though, right? She's a person. She has feelings.
If she comes and Diana can't help, we are not putting our neck out for her.
Right, at that point, we have to, make sure she...
Diana has always been the priority, Lachlan.
Of course.
I'd like to get out of here as soon as possible. I don't want to stay in here.
There's Gramps flipping coins in the street.
I may owe him an apology.
Mulfin, make a stealth check with advantage. Yes, you can.
Okay.
As you guys turn around and are walking, you guys don't see Mulfin anymore.
Oh, where did Gramps go?
I think he's mad at me.
Mulfin, what is it that you're doing?
Circling back.
Circling back. Okay. Lachlan, Callista, what are you doing?
Probably heading back to the inn, but I want to keep an eye out. Make sure he's okay. Now she feels bad. It up.
Okay. Make a perception
Yeah, I'm like
check.
ducking into alleyways like Gramps.
Okay. Doesn't seem to be any sign of him. But you think perhaps he is maybe upset at you and he just needs time to chill.
Yeah.
I'll just go find other sewers to get us lost.
Actually, no, she feels really bad right now. She's gonna...
What are you locating, Callista?
His staff, the one that he's been using. That he never leaves behind.
For some reason, it's going the opposite direction of you guys. Back towards the Dragon Tooth Inn.
Damn it. Lachlan, your choice. You go back to the inn and rest, or you help me find Mel. Choice.
I mean, you're gonna strangle him if you find him alone.
No,
So,
I'm not gonna strangle him. I just want to make sure he's okay.
and I'm gonna see what he's up to.
I beeline it.
I'm following.
Okay. All right. Diana and Ashlyn, you have made your way back to the Despicable Lady. It's past the point now where pretty much the bar area is closed. No one is really in the hot tub area. It's basically just the areas that lead upstairs to the rooms are now open and available. You don't really see anybody. There is one barmaid that is the last one there, just kind of cleaning off some tables and things downstairs. It seems like everybody else is gone. And you make your way back up to your room. Are you guys doing anything in particular here, or are you guys just trying to get some rest from a long day?
I throw a pillow at Diana. Go pillow fight!
No. Back. I throw one back.
Throwing a... You guys get hit.
Yeah.
You guys... Some
1d4
feathers.
damage.
A couple feathers fly out of the pillow and slowly flutter to the ground.
That's all one.
That's it? Okay.
Just take a pillow and head to bed. I want to pull out the gem and just kind of look at it, inspect it a little bit, and then put it away.
Okay, Diana? After today and seeing Kella?
I think, I don't know. Ignorance was bliss. It was, my imagination was much milder than what I thought it would really be. Or maybe it was that I was correct and I didn't want to be. But, I don't know. I just want this Zulkin thing to go away.
I don't know who he is, but I'll help you kill him. But he's the only one. I don't approve of you guys killing everyone willy-nilly like.
Willy-nilly like.
That's the thing. I don't know if I can, even after everything that he's done. I don't know if I could kill someone.
You don't have to. Callista will turn into a bear and kill him for you. That's the beauty of
She
it.
knows me so well.
You can just kind of turn your back to it. Yeah. You know how, like, you don't have to... I don't have to kill you, but I don't have to save you thing that Batman said? That could be you.
I don't know.
Batman.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Good night.
Good night.
Okay. Molfin. You make your way back to the Dragon Tooth Inn. What are you doing?
Outside, looking up at that same window that he looked out of a few moments. Then literally left through a few moments ago.
Yeah.
Muttering, she may have a point. She is blackmailing us. She may need to be dealt with.
Are you gonna steal my kill? Are you gonna steal my kill?
He's gonna Walter White it.
Why are we
As
everyone?
Molfin stands in the middle of the night, looking up at this window that is glimmering with some candlelight, seeing some shadows along the walls where you can tell that the hand of Yartar are still up and enjoying their wine. What would you like to do, Molfin?
Into the pockets. 2 small piles come out, scattered on the ground in front of me. And over the next 12 seconds,
No.
raise 2 skeletons from the piles of bones I found.
Okay.
And send them into the establishment to the room.
Okay. So you are producing 2 skeletons. Can you go ahead and drag them onto the map for me?
Yep.
I think you're able to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm mad or proud right now.
No, Dad.
It's-
Okay. Lachlan, I'm gonna move your
Yeah.
token out. I'm gonna leave
Make
you guys
room for-
here. Yeah, to make room for what is going to happen here.
The pirates here.
Yeah. Yeah. And the 2 skeletons approach the door. Just
and I'm sending them in just to create havoc,
you hear
and I'm following them. There's a second part to this.
Okay.
Oh my god, this is awesome.
So as a skeleton approaches the door, the 2 skeletons look at the door, and how do you want them to enter the room, Molfin?
If it's closed, go through it.
Go right through it. Okay.
Go right through it.
Go ahead and make a strength check for one of the skeletons as it tries to kick the door in. This is getting crazy, chat. This is getting crazy.
It's, Moby left.
Oh.
It's in a dark place.
This feels like a dice to tell the story that needs to be told.
Okay, because of this is going to be a surprise round for the skeletons. And based on that rule, this skeleton has no problem kicking the door, like breaking the actual handle of the door. The door swings open. All of a sudden you see, well, the skeleton sees that one of the hand right by the door, like, all of a sudden quickly jolts, and the wine in her glass just dumps all over her face and down her cloak, and she is totally caught off guard. The one next to her as well drops her wine glass. It shatters on the floor as these 2 skeletons start zooming into the room. You have a free round, Molfin, with these skeletons. What would you like to do?
And they're walking in and just starting to swing at anyone and everyone in the room.
Cool. And the one thing that the skeletons notice, well, I'll keep this for when you enter the room.
Molfin's going to be following up behind, but I don't plan on actually going all the way in.
Okay, got you. So these 2 skeletons come in the room.
Yep.
Put them where you want, and that's where the hand and everybody's. That's where they're sitting. These two by the door are standing. I'm going to go ahead and say it. Sally and Beatrice are over here, and they've got Kella tied up to a wooden chair and gagged. And the other one, Jenna over here, is standing by the window.
What?
Oh.
Huh.
Well, good thing Molfin don't know that.
They were gonna steal my kill. Goddamn! Everyone's gonna... What?
So go ahead, Mr. Skellies. What, are they both going to attack the same girl, or are they?
Yeah, the same one that just dumped the cup on her face.
Oh, they're going after Marisha.
Apparently not.
Not Marisha.
Okay, the one Marisha is just able to slide out of the way. I think that second one may hit. Let me check. No, that doesn't either.
Oh.
As she's just quickly dodging out of the way, the one attack, she holds up the wine glass, and the skeleton hacks off the bottom of the wine glass, and it falls and shatters to the bottom. She's still holding the top part of the glass in her hand, as she's just completely shocked by what's happening. Here's what I'm going to have you guys do. Everybody, including Callista and Lachlan, I want you to click on your token, and I want you to roll initiative.
Oh my god.
And Molfin, if you can roll initiative for the Skellies.
Yeah, let me. I'll stick.
And if you want, you can just roll one for both of them, or you can roll them separately. I'll give you that choice.
I'll leave them together, make it easier.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep the hand all together. I think. Make one roll for them. Make one roll for Sally, and then make one roll for Kella.
Oh no!
Oh wait, I rolled myself.
Yeah, that
So
would
hold
be
on, I gotta...
that would be your.
Oh no, that
initiative.
rolled the skeleton.
That's a skeleton? Yeah, it's
No,
on there. There's a skeleton.
Yeah, it's on there, but it used my. Well, no, they have the same. Yeah, it wouldn't have mattered. They have the same dex as I do.
Which one is?
So.
Okay, you got it. Okay. Let me go ahead, and we're going to take these into descending order from top to bottom. I'm gonna change the music a little bit for us. As this is interesting. Let's go ahead and play this. I did not foresee this happening at all tonight.
Yeah. Welcome to Molten.
Moby left Molten.
I really pissed him off. I'm sorry.
Molten is really going through a lot lately. He's changing.
Molten was pissed off and you triggered him. That's
I'm sorry.
nope,
That wasn't even what I was thinking of when I said remember what happened earlier. I was just mentioning like the sewers, but then I was like, oh wait, that also includes Moby, and I was like, oh, that's not even what Calista was thinking.
Lachlan, you're making your way, running as quickly as you can. You burst through the front door of the Dragon Tooth Inn and you start to run up the steps. Unfortunately, that's all the farther you're going to get this turn.
Okay.
Okay, so that brings us to Kella, who is is now restrained, struggling as she sees these two skeletons walking in the room and start attacking one of the hand. She's trying to wrestle herself free from the ropes, and she just can't quite get out of the rope. And then, Callista, you are right on Lachlan's tail, like pointing him in the direction of where you sensed Molten was going. You're running up the steps behind him. Well, you guys get right to the top of the stairs at the end of this turn.
Mm-hmm.
And that brings us up to all the hand of Yartar get to go. So, Marisha, quickly seeing what is happening, let me get their character sheets up and ready to go. As she looks towards the skeleton immediately beside her and is going to pull out a short sword and a dagger, one in each hand. And she's going to make one attack with a short sword and a dagger against one of these skeletons. So here comes the short sword, and here comes the dagger as they come flying in towards.
Both will hit.
Both will hit. So the short sword also is going to do an additional damage because of this woman Auburn being right next to the skeleton. They have sneak attack.
Oh, crap.
So if it's got an ally within 5 feet, it can add an additional 2d6 damage to the attack. So the first is the short sword attack. 7 piercing. The dagger is going to do 5 piercing. And then we've got the additional 2d6, which I'm going to roll up right now. Let's change it to 2d6s. Let's roll that up, and he's going to take 10 points of sneak attack damage.
And he's gone.
And the one skeleton is gone.
If you can do me a favor, Michael, just reorder the initiative. For some reason, I had 2 tokens on the screen. I deleted the wrong one. So I removed myself off initiative and had to re-put myself on.
Gotcha, will do. Let me do that right now. So I'm going to descend it and make us go down to... Yes, the hand. Okay, did you get rid of one of the skeletons?
No, which one did they attack?
Either one, it doesn't matter. Probably the north one, because they're all standing within 5 feet. The one below, this Auburn, is going to do the same thing. She pulls out a short sword and a dagger, and is going to make the same attack, and we'll get sneak attack because the other one is standing next to her. So I'm going to open up this. Here comes a short sword and a dagger. They're both going to hit.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Ouch. So 7 piercing, 4 piercing, and an additional 2d6 for sneak attack. Another 9 points. So both skeletons, almost as quickly as they entered, are dissipated into a pile of bone on the floor. And you can just hear out of the doorway panic inside. And one of the hand runs out and sees all three of you down at the end of the hallway. And she looks towards you with her head cocked to the side. Did you see that?
No, I heard noise. I came charging back up the stairs.
With make a deception check.
Oh.
I give him my advantage. Please let me give him my advantage.
If you were there, I would let you.
I don't think it would help. Same roll.
Let me see something really quick. They don't have insight. Insight's based on wisdom. Let's see.
Oh no.
Woo!
Oh, you're coming down. That was walking skeletons?
Skeletons.
What's walking skeletons? What on earth? And then you hear Scimitar Sally start approaching. Who's out there? Who are you talking to? And she looks out and sees all three of you. I thought you left.
I look so confused right now.
Molfin's going to take a couple of steps forward. Is it still technically my initiative, or would I have a shot to go? The hand's already gone, right?
Where were you?
I was.
Oh yeah.
Right after the hand.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. For some reason, I didn't see you on that counter. Yeah. It's actually your turn. You actually went. You actually go before Scimitar Sally does. So she's still in there.
Okay. So would I be able to like edge this person back into the room a little? The one right in front of me.
Fire.
That would probably be kind of like a push.
Okay, not. Look.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just say, let me take a look, and I'm gonna sort of, and tell me if I can do this. I want to step into this individual's space and cast a spell.
Okay.
As I'm basically passing through. It's specific to that space because I have to basically do something on the ground where there's around where they're standing.
You can, but you're gonna have to make some sort of check. Let's call it because you're basically like trying to go like almost in between her legs, right? Like underneath, like.
Well, no, just almost like walk around her, if need be. There's one action I have to do that involves tracing something on the ground that I'm trying to do, literally right in the opening of the door.
Okay.
What is he doing?
I don't know either. I'm holding on to my chair right now in anticipation of what this. When he starts asking questions, I get worried.
Yep.
As Molfin probably hasn't even noticed the two of them behind him.
No, you
He's
kind
focused on
of.
this,
You're just kind of focused on what you were doing.
And as goes into the inside pocket. Oh, yeah, let me take a look. And starts muttering to himself, the hand sort of on top of the crystal on his staff again, opening the small vial and pouring a circle of a thick red liquid around the opening of the door.
She looks at you. She's like, what's this going to do?
Oh no.
And with a loud scream, into the room with them.
And as Molfin is casting this spell, and all of a sudden this red glow starts to shine brightly into the hallway, and out of the window, out onto the street. That's where we're going to call an episode for tonight, as we will find out what these lesser demons are that Molfin is summoning into the room with the hand of Yartar. because I had no idea he even had that spell.
Moby's away for 1 session.
That's all it takes.
Molfen called out to Orcus, man. Molfen is
Summon
going after the Raven Queen.
lesser demons. Oh my goodness, folks. Ay, yay. Thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight for this wonderful episode of Storm King's Thunder that took a dramatic turn at the end that I don't
Tune in
think...
next week when Callista kills Molfen.
Oh my
The
god.
wholesome game.
This, yeah.
Is JJ even gonna be able to play next week at this point?
Oh, I can't play next week. I'm just shocked. So
Wow. So, interesting night to say the least. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us in chat, and for all the support and participating and jumping in. We do appreciate it. If you haven't followed us yet, make sure you hit that follow button so you can stay in the know on when we stream and everything. So, oh, I forgot the chat had a nat 20 this week.
I tried telling them.
Yeah, I forgot the chat had a nat 20. So, Stumpy is cheering you on, Molfen, in chat right now.
So is Chris.
As Molfen is basically coming in and thinking he's going to take this whole group on by himself, apparently. Luckily for Callista's detect object spell.
Which, for the life of me, I freaking forgot she could do.
That's how I found Sally in the first place.
Chris says he's Team Molfen 200%, Team Callista 100%. So, chat, help me out. If you were going to give somebody a nat 20 for next week, based off of tonight's session,
not Molfen,
when it comes to role play or combat, who would you give the nat 20 to?
Screw you, Jamie. Screw you.
He wants it to go to Kella.
No.
Yeah, we've got some Team Molfins. We got some give it to Kellas.
I enjoyed Lachlan's hand job joke.
My contribution.
Lachlan was bringing it
That
strong
needs to
with
be
the
the
jokes.
episode
Yeah.
If it wouldn't be banned, I'd be on board 100%.
We got one vote for Kella. We got one vote for Molfen so far coming through chat. Josh. Oh, Josh is giving it to the Dungeon Master. I love Josh, man. I tell you, that is great. Yeah, so we got one vote for Kella, one vote for Molfen, one vote for the DM. Let's see if anybody else chimes in. Is there anybody
tiebreaker?
else? Yeah, we need a tiebreaker. Stumpy's like basically Kella, right? We're showing 12 viewers. If anybody else is in chat and you want to cast your vote for a nat 20, I like to give my players a nat 20 for roleplay and players each week. You guys are all going to leave. If you haven't used your DM's inspiration, just leave it there. You guys made that heist. You guys took a lot out of the equation with that heist tonight. It could have gone a lot worse for you.
Thank God for detect magic.
Yeah.
Thank God for dispel magic.
Yeah.
We could see it.
Tag team.
Yeah.
Because I could have done I could have done detect magic, but then we'd lose stealth. So I was like, I need detect magic. I can't do it right now.
Chris changes his vote from Molfen to Lachlan.
Which doesn't change the outcome.
Which doesn't change the outcome, yeah. We need a tiebreaker. Is Kloppity still here? Or Keplin? Is Keplin hanging out with us tonight? Anybody else in chat that we can rank?
For the boat rowing, yeah. And for actually having a conscience.
Josh says, I say Ashlyn for being the boat rower. That's a hard job.
Yes, thank you.
How about, do me a favor. Let's do this. Diana, do the honors.
of unrolling. I
Yeah,
don't know what
do me a
that
favor. Can you roll a D2 for me in the box? 1 we'll give it to Molfin, 2 we'll give it to Callista. Molfin,
means.
you will have the nat 20 for next week when we
The
step
guy
back
with the
in.
demons.
The guy with the demons.
Oh man.
Wow, what an episode, guys. That's amazing.
I'm sweating.
Every
Nice.
week, I've got to just
I'm legit sweating.
So I have like an idea where I think things are going to go, and they never match up. They just never match up.
I think we discussed this last night, too.
Yeah, it's like, I've got an idea, and then surprise, surprise, I was wrong. So
Callista accidentally triggers Molfin. Molfin goes all.
I'm sorry!
Molfin goes all, well, screw this, I'm going to kill the world.
all right, folks. Well, next week we have got. Hopefully we'll have JJ back, but I know Sarah said she will not be able to make it, so we won't have Ashlyn for next week. But we'll be excited to get her back once you'll be back the following week, right, Sarah?
Yep.
Excellent. So that'd be perfect. So we're hoping to have JJ back with us and some things to go with him rolling out some new things. So we'll see what he comes prepared with that evening. If he even gets a chance to be a part of this, now that we've got mass chaos happening in the top floor of an inn.
He'll be in the room next door.
So don't forget to tune in to all of our amazing shows. Monday night for Tomb of Annihilation with Dungeon Master Matthew. Don't forget about Mystic Hour now on Thursdays. That's 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern. You can always come and hang out with me on Thursdays as well, 7 o'clock p.m. We do a show called The Modifier, where I basically take a bunch of things in Dungeons & Dragons and modify them and change them to make them, just flare them up, make them more interesting, and just have some fun. Just it's all about being creative and doing some different stuff. So if you want to tune
He's the
into
hat
that.
man.
Yep, I'm the hype man. Get ready for the Mystic Hour. You can come hang out with me. Throw all your, like I said, throw all your tomatoes at me first, so then you don't have any to throw.
Just hearts, just hearts, just hearts, no tomatoes.
And don't forget, next Friday we'll be back at it right here for Storm King's Thunder.
We'll be back at something.
Yeah, we'll be back. And whatever you call this, I'm not sure what this is.
Dead or in jail.
We're back at it. And don't forget,
column A, little column B.
You can follow our friends of Insight Check. You can go check out their channel. Make sure you follow them. They stream every Saturday evening. That's 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So make sure you jump in. Christy is in that campaign with a couple of our good friends. Stumpy from chat is one of the members. We got Pyrite, who's been in their campaign and has also appeared in a few of our one-shots and hangs out with us in chat a lot. So make sure you guys tune into that.
We had the ladies of Inside Check on last night. Sierra and Alex, you want to check them out again?
Oh, yeah, definitely. So you get to see them in an in-game format with Insight Checks. That's cool. Anybody else got anything to add before we call it a night?
I'm sweating.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Oh, sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, sorry,
sure.
not sorry. So before we go tonight, I just want to let you guys all know that if it's ever 3 o'clock in the morning
God damn it.
and you're having yourself a nice drink of wine, and you hear a clattering outside your door, it could be a reanimated skeleton. And don't forget to add your proficiency bonus, because you're probably going to need it.
You're gonna need it. You're gonna need it.
Yep. You guys have a good night. We'll see you next week.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Next week.
Good night.